Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Red Zone, our very own sports show brought to you by the good people of This is Revolution Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Miles, and I'm thrilled to have you with us this evening. If you're new to this channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. For our returning listeners, subscribers, and especially our very valued patrons, hell yeah! You are the driving force behind the TIR machine. Without you, we couldn't do this. Just a quick reminder, I will be doing a live podcast with my neighbor and good friend, Ben Burgess, next month in San Francisco. That's right. We'll be taking on the question, is Donald Trump the end of history? April 17th, this year, 2025, 6 p.m. at El Rio in the Mission District. Wherever you are watching or listening to this show, there is a link in the description for tickets. I look forward to seeing some familiar faces and meeting some new ones.
Because I nut quick.
Whoa, that didn't make any sense. Also, for viewers of the main show, Kayfabe Episode 1 is live now, as well as all the other TIR video essays on Means TV. But to view all our video essays, as well as the other amazing content that Means TV hosts, you have to go to meanstv.com and enter the discount code This is Revolution, all one word. Let me bring it up because I can. Bam, right there. This is Revolution, all one word. Receive a 20% off monthly or yearly subscription at Means TV. I just found out a few of you have done it. And for those people, thank you so much. So now that we have those pleasantries out of the way, let's talk about why you guys are here. Basketball, baseball, and possibly some dick jokes. Just maybe. This year's NCAA men's and women's tournaments have essentially swapped narratives from a year ago, revealing some intriguing shifts that go beyond the usual sports talk radio chatter. On the men's side, viewership is up significantly despite the absence of traditional Cinderella stories that often captivate audiences. For only the second time in tournament history, all four number one seeds have advanced to the Final Four. But is this rise in ratings due to a return of powerhouse programs and blue blood dominance, or is it a reflection of a broader change in how we consume and relate to sports? As we've discussed many times on this show, college athletics now operates within a monopolistic, try saying that 8 times fast, talent economy where NIL deals were never going to redistribute wealth equitably. In the get the bag era, athletes are no longer tethered to geographical loyalty or team allegiance. If the 1980s were the me generation, we're now living in the era of corporate loyalty oath, where personal brand and profit dictate mobility. On the women's side, the viewership story is more complex. While numbers remain up from 2023, they've dipped slightly from the record-setting pace of 2024. Does this mean Caitlin Clark's star power alone is driving the sport? Or is it a reflection of the relative infancy of mainstream fascination with women's basketball? The media's fixation on a handful of marquee players, Clark, and now the season-ending injury of Juju Watkins, highlights a lack of sustained narrative development around the broader talent pool. Women's sports are still fighting for the kind of structural investment and consistent coverage that men's sports have enjoyed for decades. Meanwhile, the emergence of Cooper Flagg on the men's side raises another provocative question. Can he replicate Caitlin Clark's, I can't say her name fast either, Caitlin Clark's transformative impact on the WNBA, or is he destined to be just another talented but ultimately unremarkable white American player? This isn't just about individual greatness, it's about how narratives of race, marketability, and spectacle shape whose stories get told, whose don't. And speaking of narratives, baseball is back and still fighting for its cultural relevance. The Dodgers' star-studded roster featuring Shohei Ohtani and other global superstars might bring excitement to the game, but will it be enough to reignite passion for what was once America's pastime? Or has the nation's cultural landscape shifted too far toward the xenophobic nationalism of the MAGA era to embrace the inherent internationalism of modern baseball? With a game increasingly dominated by talent from Latin America and Asia, can baseball reclaim its identity in a country where the very idea of multicultural excellence feels politically fraught? We've got a lot to discuss here. So let's get into it. And to discuss this with me, he is my homie, my dog. He's the, you know what? I call Pascal the king of Miami. This man, even though he lives in North Carolina, he really is the Prince of Cleveland. I can't call him the king because LeBron James people will snipe me. But he is Macadocious Rex. Mac.
I'm not mad about being the Prince of Cleveland. You know, I'm okay with that. If I have to have a royal title, that's the one.
That's not a bad one, right? How'd you like? I didn't even warn you about the introduction today.
I loved it. See, it makes me feel good, right? Because I'm the Prince of Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Fuck the Paul brothers. Fuck Machine Gun Kelly, right? I mean, I am more Northeast Ohio than the Kelsey brothers. Okay, because one of them sold out. You know, betrayed his roots and started dating a skinny white girl.
Oof.
And the other one, I have an affinity for because, you know, we bear a striking resemblance. But you know, he still is rolling in millions of dollars after his playing career, which I'm insanely jealous of because I'm a poor. You know?
Oh, what's that guy? What's the guy's name? I can't think of his name right now.
Jason Kelsey.
Who's the Cleveland offensive lineman that hated Johnny Manziel?
Oh, which one, dude? There was a lot of
the guy that was like a Hall of Famer.
Oh, Joe Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah. I call him the incredible shrinking man now because he cut like 100 pounds the year after like he retired.
Yep. It's like a lot of water weight there, Joe.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing. That's what kills me. That poor guy is like, dude, you don't understand. Offensive linemen, if we don't weigh above 330, we're not keeping our jobs. And I'm like, that is impossible to like maintain over a long period, right? And then when you look at him, you know, he's like running marathons and shit now, like something I did not want to do past the age of like 30. You know, and it's just like, this is fucking, I mean, I love you, Joe Thomas. I would take a bullet for Joe Thomas. It would have to be like in an extremity and not near a major artery, but I would do it. It would hurt. I would bitch the entire time. But, you know, but I mean, I love the intro with, in regards to women's basketball, because I think we have a certain thing, right? Like we still have some star power there. I mean, even with Juju out, which fucking crushed me because she is so much fun to watch play basketball.
That was a sad injury too.
Right. But you still got Paige Buckets, who I think is every bit as fun to watch as Juju. Claw brought up Haley Van Lith, who I think has only gotten better in her 5 years in college. And I think she needed Haley. Yeah. You know, she needed this year, right? Even though she's got that fucking stiff, very, very, I don't know what the right word is. Sedona. She's like been credibly accused of assault multiple times on her partners. She's transferred a few times. Wow. The events coordinator of the Queer Cafe. Okay. Okay. You know, but like Van Lith, her game's gotten a lot better. We still have a lot of star power, but Caitlin Clark, and I think it was because, and this is just me spitballing here because, you know, I still live in this failing experiment of democracy that we call the United States. A lot of that I think had to do with kind of like the dichotomy of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
And how they, I mean, let's face it, it was a black and white thing for a lot of people that were watching. Yeah. Never mind that they were two phenomenal collegiate basketball players. they were phenomenal. When they got to the league,
they're Black American and white American. That's
yes.
all that matters.
Yes. And what kills me, I hate how, because I do love sports and I do think they're very important as an organizing tool. I think they're a great way for just to like have an outlet, where we're not constantly down, like thinking about what is currently going on in this country. But what is one of the big, just nonsensical arguments that you see all the time? Where was Angel Reese last night?
Mm-hmm. Where was she?
She was at the McDonald's All-American game, decked out
Well, she
to the
got
nines.
the McDonald's meal. She's got a whole meal dedicated to her.
Yeah. Well, and she was a McDonald's All-American, right? She was there with like 9 or 10 other players from the WNBA that were all McDonald's All-Americans, just dressed in the nines, supporting those young ladies and having a good time. And literally, what do you think was some of the first shit written about them? Oh, Angel Reese is a professional athlete. She should be carrying herself better. She was showing a little, like, she had like a tube top on, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, calm the fuck down.
But is this their pull up their pants moment though? Because remember how the NBA, we always have this like a apparent attempt at a veiled racism and sexism. So remember in the 2000s and late 90s when all these players were getting like tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? That was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and he had a tattoo that said like "badass yellow boy" on it or something like that.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, and like just and this is what killed me. What came of that?
We're gonna make more suits.
Where the dress code was instituted.
Yeah.
Oh man, God forbid that you let people be comfortable before they go into a full arena in some cases, because in other cases, like Charlotte, it's half empty. No offense, Hornets fans, but your team sucks and they're getting run into the ground. Zahir, we will talk about that in a little bit. I'm trying to stay on target tonight. But I've never understood the need by people of authority to police how people dress, right?
Yeah.
It's not like anybody was walking around with their dick out. WNBA players aren't coming to the arena in like a thong and nipple tassels.
No.
So why? Why does it fucking matter if a dude wants to wear loose jeans, a belt, and have him below his butt cheeks? Who gives a shit? Like, bro, David Stern, you didn't have enough problems in the late 90s and early 2000s with a very stale product. Wow, Nuri. Always keeping it classy, my friend. The NBA kind of sucked in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was a very boring form of basketball. And then we had the big influx of European players. We had LeBron come in. And then we saw this game speed up and turn into shootouts. Like, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see 89 to 80 games. I lived through the Fratello Cav years. That shit sucked. Okay? That's not, I don't, no. Why do you think
Riley's
I really?
Knicks. You don't want Riley's Knicks returning?
No. Pat Riley can eat a dick. Okay? Wow. He was a boring coach with some of the most exciting players to ever step on a court.
You don't want to see a 75 to 68 basketball game.
No, that's why I can barely stomach college basketball. It's boring, right? And you've got all these kids coming from high school and AAU, and they're still like Rick Pitino's out there. You gotta catch the ball here and then do a chest pass, young man. Chest pass. Like, no.
We got a seal here and a seal here.
I mean, and speaking of Pitino, he had a great run in the tournament. Like, I think he really fucked up coaching wise in the last game. But he's starting from scratch at St. John's again because like 2 of his best players are leaving to go pursue NIL money. And see, this is the thing about the men's game. You're seeing a lot of, as compared to the women's game, you're seeing a lot of women moving schools looking to kind of up their status to get into the league, right? Yes. NIL money will follow them. I mean, Paige Buchers, like that girl is cleaning up. Angel did it, moving from Maryland to LSU, right? But they're getting like Angel Reese went from a semi-good coach team to, Kim Malarkey, who, while I think is an absolute psycho, is one of the best women's coaches ever, hands down. Just right.
Mm-hmm.
With the men's game, I mean, these two guys are playing for Rick Pitino, right? Who is allegedly one of the top college coaches to ever step on the court. And I use allegedly because, let's face it, when he realized he was getting smoked in recruiting, he threw one of his assistant coaches and recruiting coordinators in a bus after he told him essentially to go get strippers and make it seem like this is a cool place to go to school. Right. So
that recruiting tactic.
Right. I mean, fuck yeah. But in the men's game, I think a lot of these players know I can play in the league already. I'm kind of mandated. I have to go to school for at least one.
At least one.
And most likely two, right?
You think that's changing with NIL, though? Do you think kids will stay? Is there going to be a Cam Ward-ification? Like Cooper Flagg says he's coming back.
Yeah, and that's because Cooper Flagg, the only reason he's at Duke is because Duke beat BYU by $2 million. It's honestly been postulated and corroborated by sources that he made $10 million last year, Cooper Flagg.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What's the league minimum?
I think it's $5.8 million this year.
Damn. So he's making more money in college than he would make in the NBA.
Right. And the thing is I hate to say this. You remember in the 90s and early 2000s, like Carolina had these fantastic players, right? The Tar Heels just had fucking stacked teams, and they were absolute ass when they got to the NBA, right? Carolina and Duke have kind of exchanged shoes. Duke players haven't made a dent in the NBA in fucking, it seems like forever. While Carolina players, maybe they're not like world beaters, but they stick around in the league. I mean, in Cooper Flagg, he's shown his talent. But is that a game that's going to translate well to the NBA? I don't know yet. I think it's probably good for him to come back for a year or two. Because he could easily be one of those kids that just gets exposed on a basketball court. Because you know what he kind of reminds me of his game? Maybe with a better shot, Darko Milicic.
Oof. Right? I remember when the Warriors took him number one.
And it's just, he was out of the league in 2 years. So, I don't know, man. I don't wish bad things on any of these kids, because I had a dream like that once, and I realized I'm 5'8" and slow. The NFL is probably not coming a calling. So, I don't want to, bag on him, but like, those are the big differences I see in the men's and women's game right now. Right. And when we talk about like, the fact that 4 number ones all made it to the Final Four this year, I think that's going to be way more commonplace, because you hit the nail on the head. St. John's is a private Catholic university in the Big East. I wouldn't say they're exactly rolling in the fucking NIL dough, but what school is? Duke, Carolina, fucking Florida, right? They have huge backings. They can offer these kids more. So I think you're going to see, like you said, this consolidation of talent at the very top teams. And that Cinderella part, I think it'll still happen, nowhere near as often as it did. I think this year's tournament on the men's side is probably how it's going to be from here on out.
Is that sad to you? No more Cinderellas?
I mean, dude.
Well, let me ask you a broader question. How does the normalization of that affect the way people see the world and understand class dynamics? Because I think the big problem we have, I'm trying to finish this thing right now, is a problem truly understanding class dynamics. And then you have like these weird fears over scarcity. So do you just have more people? Because college fandom, and you will agree with me on this, I know you will, isn't all regional. And you don't have to be an alumni to be a fan. How many people do you know that love Notre Dame that don't even live in Indiana, right?
Yeah, and they're not even practicing Catholics anymore.
Just like, I like Notre Dame. Or Miami fans that don't live in Miami or have any ties to the university.
Yeah.
So is that the future of college athletics, to be like, we can brand ourselves like the Cowboys and the Steelers and to some degree the Patriots of the 2000s, where we can all try to be America's teams, and we have the influence that's a little different from college athletics. And the reason why I brought up Notre Dame in Miami is because those are two schools that some of their best players never came from the region, especially with Miami.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, Indiana is not exactly known as a football hotbed at the high school level, right?
Is Joe Montana from Indiana?
I don't think he is. I could be wrong, though. And I know somebody in chat will correct us.
Jerome Bettis isn't from Indiana, right?
No. But here's the thing. When you get into class dynamics, like, this is the funny thing about like have and have nots. In America, we bitch about it, right? You hear it all the time. But you know what? We will never, like, and when I say we, everybody, it's kind of like the royal we, the general we. But they don't want it to change because they think that they're going to be a have, right? Dude, we're not going to be haves. The ability for you to become a have ended, honestly, probably late 70s.
Agreed. High five. I think that is a very important point. Keep going. I'm going to shut up.
No. But I mean, that's when we saw the cracks, or honestly, the crevices in the industrial American might. And then we saw the mass movement to allow companies to move those jobs out. Right. So we have no manufacturing sector now. Okay, we'll adjust. We'll become a banking superpower. Well, what did Reagan do in the mid 80s? He allowed commercial and consumer banking, or customer banking, to merge. And then we had our first crisis, the savings and loan crisis, which then in turn into allowing banks to merge, becoming too big to fail. And then we get 2008. Right. So we're going to pivot yet again. We're going to lean even more into the service sector. And now what are they doing? They're trying to develop AI tools that will replace service workers. So as we get further and further into this capitalistic hellhole, we in America still think that we're going to become haves. We've officially, the work was started in the mid to late 70s, and now it's just official. You're not going to become a have unless you were born on third base. You are not going to make it. And even now, especially with what's going on, the writing isn't just like minuscule fine print anymore. This shit's in big neon letters. Hey, bro, this club is small and we want to keep it that way, and you're not fucking invited. And we still have people. I'm going to make it. No, the fuck you're not, dude. And that's why this fucking hustle culture nonsense, has spread. People think if I hustle hard enough, I'm going to make it. No, bitch, you're not. You're going to be really tired. You're going to be fucking exhausted, and you are going to have nothing to show for all that work.
I mean, isn't that the thing we've been talking about with sports though, as well, with this especially with basketball, the amount of pros kids, or even like the Kobe Bryants of the world, whose dad played at a pro level in Europe for a good amount of years. So these kids have a genetic pedigree, and also just the ability to play. I was watching an interview with Jason Kidd talking about being from the Bay Area, and I didn't know that Don Nelson had invited him out to practice with the Warriors when he was 14. So from a very young age, because he was like a prodigy kid. I forget what his dad did, but still, you have this. That's a rare opportunity, and the only people I know that talk about that opportunity, people like Jason Kidd and Larry Fitzgerald on the football level, right? I think his dad was a sports writer, so he got to practice and work out with pro players as a young person coming up, and that's a whole different advantage that you're getting. And I'm not, and also we have to keep this one thing in mind: every pro player's child is not a dominant player, but that's why LeBron and Bronny James are a very interesting story to watch.
Yeah,
because all the cries of nepotism that I see, to me, are more, well, any parent would do that. If you had an in, Jay, my kids trying to raise money for their school, can we do a quick pitch for their fundraiser drive on the show? Of course.
Absolutely.
Right? I wouldn't call that's what any parent would. If you had the opportunity and you had a good job, like if you were a plumber.
Homie, I'm trying to do the same. I'm trying to do the thing that for my kid. Bailey wants to be a tattoo artist. Cool. I know about 100 good ones.
So you're gonna hook her up.
Yeah.
You want to apprentice. You want to learn at a very young age. Hang out at the shop. I'll be here with you because I know there's things that are inappropriate that are said in these places. But my point is, you're going to do whatever you can do for your child. The
Absolutely.
difference to me, with LeBron, like people talk, like people always think there's something nefarious around these things. With Bronny James, you really have like, well, this isn't Steph Curry. This isn't Gary Payton. This is really like, hey, you're going to draft my kid. You're going to literally waste a pick on my kid.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, I would even argue it's not really a waste. It's a second-round pick, and you and I both know only 1 out of every 5 of those pans out, right? Why not burn it to keep your superstar happy, who at 40 years old is still better than like 90% of the league?
Which is so insane to me.
Right? Yeah. And see how he develops. Because maybe you don't get another LeBron James, right? We're not going to get another one of those guys. LeBron, I think, is in fuck, I forgot the word. You know, he's in his own, level, the way Jordan is. I don't think anybody should be comparing players to either of them, right? Because they both brought different things to the league, But Bronny could easily be a 3-and-D guy, which is so needed in the league right now, and give him a few years to develop in the G League. Why not? It's a second-round pick. This isn't the NFL, where if you burn a second-round pick on somebody's kid, you should be flambéed for it, right? Like, this is the NBA. It fucking happens, dude.
But I get a second-round pick in the NBA is different than a 2-round draft. It's probably almost equivalent of an undrafted draft pick in the NFL because rarely second-round picks even make the team.
Yeah.
That being said, he is playing. Do you think he earned those minutes that he's getting?
Well, he's not getting a lot of minutes.
No.
Right? And if LeBron was truly the superstar dickhead dad, he'd be looking at fucking JJ Redick and be like, you better put my fucking kid in, dude. Oh, I'm going to get you fired, white boy. But
do you think this is just a publicity stunt from the team in general?
No, I mean, for me, I think it was just Genie Bus. Like, we have to keep LeBron happy. I want him here until he retires. And I think part of that is because she wants to put his jersey in the rafters. And I don't really think you could do that for a guy that's only there for 3 years. Right?
Yeah.
But Bronny has been playing very well in the G League of late. Thank you, Steve. Fucking like minds, bro. And who knows? Like I said, there's a huge need for 3-and-D players in the league, right? And you can make a lot of money doing that. I think what a lot of people bitch about, because they're very short-sighted, and I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this, but a lot of sports fans are. Like a lot of like the communication on subreddits or on Instagram or any social media is just shit talking.
Yes.
Right? It's not actually constructive conversation. A lot of people bitch because Bronny didn't come out of the gates the way LeBron did.
No.
Well, Bronny is nowhere near the physical specimen his father is. Right? Like, he's just not. LeBron James is built like a fucking NFL tight end. And I'm going to tell you right now, on a basketball court, that's the last thing I want to see driving at me. Okay? All right? But, Bronny can still have a good career. Bryce could still have a good career. The horrible thing for the James kids is going to be similar to what the Jordans went through. Okay?
Interesting.
Because the Jordan kids went to college with a ton of expectations on them. And even in high school in AAU, they were nowhere near flashing the talent their dad had. And that's to be expected. Their dad's arguably the greatest basketball player to ever put sneakers on.
Yeah.
Right? So they're already being hit with unfair comparison right from the jump. Okay. The James kids are kind of dealing with the same thing, right? Bronny's not as big. He's not as fast. Well, no shit. Bronny's 6'3", right? Like, but he can still have a great career. It doesn't have to be the statistical heights that his dad hit. Play a decade in the league, though. You're going to make some money. You know, you can say, I played in the fucking league, right? And Bryce, you know, a lot of scouts have said he's a lot better than Bronny is. So who knows, you know, what's going to happen. But I think the unfair comparisons of their dad is like what people are like, I think that's where people are getting it wrong. They're not supposed to be as good as their father, right? It's not like Kobe and his dad, where Kobe's dad couldn't like get into the NBA. So what'd he do? He went and played overseas, which I think is fucking rad as shit, right? But Kobe Bryant is another one of those like guys on his own, you know, plane of existence.
Yeah.
You know, the Curry, you know, Steph, he's a lot better than his dad was.
And he's better than his brother. Yeah.
And even then, Seth Curry, you can't say he's had a bad career.
Mm-hmm.
Dude's averaged like 10 points in the league, 4 assists. Every year is in like the top 15 of 3-point percentage. Dude, that's a good fucking career. I'll take that career. You want to pay me $5 million to play 10 minutes a game and I just shoot threes? Fucking sign me up. Let's go. Oh, and I get to travel on your dime? Fuck yes. Wait. And you're going to feed me well? Oh, bitch. And health insurance? Oh, fuck. I just came.
What this is,
I just came.
What this is that you can get a legitimate advantage that a lot of people don't get. And to your point about the 70s, that's kind of gone. And I don't think the 70s are an even playing field. I mean, nepotism still exists if we believe in nepo babies and industry. These are two terms I hate. I really hate the industry plant term. Like the industry needs to plant someone. But no one ever shits on Jamie Lee Curtis or Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. Hold on. Virtuoso, you're right. He did have a cup of coffee with the Sixers. You're right, Virtuoso. Thank you for your correction. I appreciate you and I missed you. It's glad to be back. Yeah, man, but you know what? Like, the thing is, this industry is just going to find people. Any entertainment. It could be music, it could be movies, it could be sports.
And they're going to find how much easier is it to find someone when, hey, my kid can do it. I mean, that's how music gets picked in movies. Like, how do you think some of these bands get in your favorite movie? If it's not a record label paying for said band to be in that movie, then it really is, oh, my cousin's got a band.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, if you think that didn't happen at the beginning, like the golden Hollywood age, like, come on, dude, get real. You know, that names. That shit's as old as the industry is.
Barrymore. That goes back to her great grandparents in vaudeville.
Yeah. You know, like it's part and parcel of it. Right. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm a scout and I know my boss is up my ass, like the general manager of, well, it won't be the Mavericks because I don't think he really watches any film or talks to scouts at all. But we'll say Tom Thibodeau up with the Knicks, right? He's up my ass. And I'm like, well, coach, like we have a general manager and he's just like, listen, he fucking works for me. I need you to find me somebody right now. We got to start looking. I need a 3-and-D guy. I need a 3-point shooter. Like, this is fucking, you know, we just fucking find something. Right. And I'm scouting, bro. I'm just looking at names to start. I see a Curry out there. Fuck yeah. Hey, Jimmy, fucking grab the company card. We're flying out to fucking California to go watch this Curry kid. And they're like, that Curry? Oh, yep. What's his first name? Don't fucking know. It's a Curry. Let's go. You know, he can shoot.
That right? Was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like that's just how it is. It's literally a convenience thing. Right. Like how many people, and I'm not trying to bag on USC basketball, but it's like a yo-yo, you know, like some years are fucking ridiculously good and other years they shit the bed. you know? But how many people are watching USC basketball without Bronny there? Even though he had that unfortunate, cardiac
he had a
issue.
kind of a bad run at USC.
Right?
Draft stock, yeah.
But people got interested in USC basketball again. We got a James there. Wherever Bryce goes to college, it'll be the same thing, right? It's about getting eyeballs out there, man. That's what entertainment is. And whether we like it or not, right? Especially for all you college fans, you have to realize this has been entertainment, true nationwide entertainment since Oklahoma v. NCAA in 1983. When Oklahoma sued to control their own TV rights so they can fight to get on national television. It's not college football anymore. This is entertainment. How do we develop a revenue stream out of it? That's how it is. This is not a recent thing. It's just changed a little bit, right? This isn't getting on TV to get national eyeballs so we can get national votes to play in the national championship game anymore. Now it's, how can we develop revenue streams so we can pay some players to come down here and we can win a national title? The expansion of the playoff changed things, and NIL has changed things, but it's essentially the same thing that happened in 83, right? This is an entertainment thing. This is how we develop revenue. This is just how it is. It's how it's been. I hate to tell people that. You think these guys fucking literally, like, the universities didn't develop massive amounts of revenue prior to 1983? Fuck you, dude. Why do you think the South built so many huge stadiums for college fucking sports teams?
And don't care if they get a pro team.
Don't give a fuck.
You've never heard Alabama go, we need the Raiders to move here. I say the Raiders.
And then we're just going to call them the Rebels and make sure their mascot looks a little bit like Ole Miss's. Instead of a white mustache, it'll be gray. It'll be that mascot just 10 short years beforehand.
Dixieland, Dixieland. You never hear that.
No.
Because they don't care. They have a better revenue stream with college children than they will ever have with grown adults.
Yep. Strom McCallum. The most cracker ass cracker of mascots ever. And then for a few short years they pivot to a bear and they're like, we fucked up, guys. But this is like the crazy, I just don't, I'll never, like, especially in sports, like, sometimes, there are celebrity children who are given shit, and it's just like, dude, like when they go to make movies, it's like, that shit was bad, man. And I'm glad your dad is the one that's going to lose all the money on this because they fronted the whole thing because that was bad. And that happens, right? Like some athletes' kids don't pan out.
Tons of athletes. Yeah. There's more kids that haven't panned out that have panned out. Like, we have to remember, like, when we talk about elite everything, I don't know how many thousands of people come from elite institutions that just work regular ass jobs. Like, it's a normal thing that happens.
I mean, what is Dennis Scott Jr. more well known for right now? His NBA career or the shit he stirred from Raleigh down to Fayetteville? It's the shit he stirred from Raleigh down to Fayetteville. And some guys just don't pan out. That's okay. Not everybody's meant to play in league. There's a reason these fucking rosters are capped at 15 people, Yeah. I mean, granted, I think that'll change soon because I can see the NBA expanding by at least 3 teams within the next probably 5 or 6 years because there are billionaires tripping over themselves to get their hands on that NBA valuation, because I don't know if you saw Forbes put out the most valuable franchises, and 9 out of the 10 this year were American sports franchises.
What was the number one? Do you remember?
It was the Yankees.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, dude, the Yankees, it's a worldwide brand. whether it was through Jay-Z or whomever. But
it's America's pastime. It's in New York.
This is the thing, right?
Mm.
Baseball. This is what I think is weird about baseball. Baseball is like it is the redoubt of old traditional white dudes, right? They love the statistics. They thought it was bullshit. The Negro leagues were added to the statistical breakdown of all-time leaders. I mean, there are probably some baseball fans our age, Jason, that are still really upset about desegregation of the game.
Even though they never lived it.
Yeah, they
will never understand that world.
Yeah, but they're just like, what would have been better? Not letting them blacks in, man.
Once we let the Browns and the blacks in, it was just downhill.
Man. It's like, Derek, you are 41. I'm just saying.
Babe Ruth was the best. What? Who the hell is Josh Gibson anyway? He played with nothing but Negro pitchers. He never faced a white man that could throw as hard as a white man throws.
Yeah, and then you get like his buddy Jack. Hey man, Sandy Koufax was a great pitcher. Listen, man, he was a Jew and would not pitch on the Sabbath. That is not a team player. It's not a man I want on my team.
Do you think because someone says, but the Japanese are okay. I don't think people like Asian players because it's not. You're talking about Korean players more so, but I get it. There's Japanese players that are playing at a high level as well.
This is the thing. I play Fortnite with my kids, right? Do you know who was in the Fortnite store for 2 weeks?
Who?
Shohei. They gave him a Fortnite skin. Right?
Is it because he's the best baseball player? Did you watch did I send you the Barry Bonds thing where he's talking about Shohei Ohtani?
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
let me keep this thought real quick, and then we can go into what Barry thinks about Shohei, which I am very interested in hearing. Because Barry Bonds was never one to parse out, good things to say about fellow players for a very long time. But I think this is Rob Manfred realizing between Bud Selig and I, we fucked up. We have fallen behind football and basketball by a large measure, right? Hockey is getting incredibly popular, especially in the Sun Belt. Baseball's, if they don't get their shit together, they will be number 4 out of the big 4 in the United States. That's why you've kind of seen this push to shorten games. That's why you're seeing him wanting to find more, like the robo umps. He's talking about putting chips in baseballs and catcher's mitts that can kind of let you know if it's actually in the strike zone, that type of thing. Right. But I think this is Manfred figuring out I have to market people because that's what fans gravitate to. Like I have my favorite team, right? The Guardians. If I can get up to Cleveland and the Dodgers are in town, you bet your fucking ass I'm going so I can see Shohei, right? And so I can talk shit to Clayton Kershaw. That's just me. Sorry, guys. I'm not a fan. But, fans gravitate towards phenomenal players. They always have, right? And I'll talk about that in a second too, Virtuoso. I think that's such a nonsense thing. Not what you said, but just the whole uproar about it. And getting younger kids to see Shohei Ohtani as this, his back bling, his backpack, Jason, was a screaming baseball with a samurai helmet on it. Right. So that was one of them. The other one was a puppy. It was right. So it's getting fucking, it's getting kids to kind of attach themselves to Shohei. And even if they say, hey, that's a Fortnite skin, they might still watch a game or some of it. Right. My son got into Metallica because of Fortnite. Now we're going to see them in a show at the end of May.
Awesome.
So any means that you can get people to get interested again, Manfred's using it. Right. I also think Rob Manfred's realizes that MLB is kind of a sinking ship right now, and he's leaving the game worse off than he got it, and that's why he'll be retiring next year.
But where's the good American young talent? I mean, Mike Trout has been playing for how many years now?
Well, there's a ton of American talent in the college system, believe it or not. And baseball's gone the way of like hockey and basketball, where if you want phenomenal ones, you're going to the traveling teams, right? The days of your municipal high school baseball team producing major league talent, that's over, right? The kids start playing little league. They get into the better little league. You know, you can't expect white athletes to be able to compete with black athletes. I'm not saying separate leagues, but I think we should look the other way when the white player used steroids. Do you? Prairie on point.
That was a good one.
Right. So, you know, and then on top of that, where has baseball really tried to make up for the lack of development? They hit Latin America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it has been a good and bad thing because they can sign players as young as 16. Mm-hmm. These players get locked into long-term contracts. They blow up and they're still, you know, beholden to these terms, right? And that could be life-changing money for them in that moment. But when they realize I'm better than a player making $300 million over 7 years, they still have to play out this shitty contract, right? But they've also been very exploitative, the Latin American academies that Major League Baseball runs. And I will give Manfred credit for that, for really trying to clean up the academy system. You know, you got to give him his flowers for at least trying, you know, but market players, start marketing players, all of them, whether they speak English or not, because you know, what's great about every fucking TV produced now? Closed captioning. You can literally get a translation and realize what Jose Ramirez is saying as he pitches a mustard on a Cleveland commercial, right? Or you get Shohei, he's doing New Balance shit, right? When New Balance was like, hey, Shohei Ohtani, do you want to be our pitch man? And he was like, yeah. They were probably like, fuck yes. One of the most popular athletes on the goddamn planet is going to be wearing dad shoes to play baseball in. Let's fucking go.
Oh, dude. I have walked away from caring about baseball for a long time. I'll still read about it here and there, but actually like sitting and watching a game, I'm not going to lie, I didn't do and enjoy doing until the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Because I live in an extension of Southern California. And one of my favorite bars to go to here in Rosarito to watch a game, it's actually a very well constructed sports bar by a huge sports fan, but he's a Dodgers fan, Niners fan bigger, but he's a Dodgers fan. He's from LA. So, you know, the Dodgers playing the Padres for Southern California, especially for the San Diego fans who think that the Padres and Dodgers are a rivalry. I hate to break it to you guys. It is not.
No.
It is Dodgers Giants.
That is the rivalry. That's it.
That is the rivalry. That is a real deal freaking rivalry. But anyway, there's still the Dodgers, Padres, and even to some extent Giants Padres has always felt like big brother messing with little brother.
Yeah, it's like when Ohio State and Michigan are like talking shit to each other and Michigan State pipes up. We just like pat him on the head.
This isn't for you, man. But watching that play out, and the sports radio I get is from San Diego, watching how like serious these guys get into it. It really got me into the game, and I had appreciation for Shohei Ohtani just for the pitching and hitting aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But watching him play, watching that dot, and his bat was pretty quiet until the World Series.
Yeah.
But watching Mookie Betts play.
Oh, dude. And see, this is where Major League Baseball fucked up, right? This is where they fucked up. Coming off of like Jackie Robinson, and then, you know, you had Willie Mays, you had Hank Aaron, you had all these phenomenal American black players. Well, what happened in the mid 80s? Baseball kind of moved out of what we, you know, more urban high school campuses. and the game got progressively more expensive. The way,
I thought you were going to say basketball players got more money.
That's fair. No.
Crack.
Yeah. But, that was a big push in Selig's last few years in Major League Baseball, was funding youth baseball programs. And what he killed me with his verbiage, but he was like, in predominantly Black communities, because like, you got to think there's just a lot of poor folks there too, that you want to hit that maybe don't have access to the game. I get what he's trying to say, but so he funds this program for about 10 years. He sees some payoff, and then Major League Baseball pulled the plug.
I think you have to look at the early 80s as the end of Black American players. There's always going to be some Black kid that plays Major League Baseball. But as far as Eric Davis, Barry Larkin, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, who else was from that 80s young Black early? Ken Griffey Jr., Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden. Those days are gone. First of all, every name we named, I believe, is over 6 feet.
Yeah, they were big dudes.
These guys, like even the guy like Dave Winfield, played multiple sports at a high level.
Dude, yeah, and that's the thing. I was shocked when I read about Dave Winfield. I'm like, why the fuck isn't he playing in the NFL? And I get why, because you got to think, when he's coming out of college where he was like a 28-star athlete at like 19 different, sports.
Yeah.
Where was the most money at? It wasn't the NFL.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't the NBA. It was Major League Baseball. Because what did Major League Baseball have first before the NBA and before the NFL? A players union. So they could collectively bargain contracts, right? So that makes sense. And he fucking still rocked it. I mean, that dude played, 23, 24 years?
He played a bunch of years. You have guys like Charlie Ward that chose to go to the NBA over trying to go to the NFL when he had just won the Heisman. Like young Black athletes playing multiple sports is such a dead scene.
Yeah.
So when you're watching these baseball players, especially from foreign countries, they've only done one thing. It's like soccer academies. There's only one thing you've done since you were 6.
Yeah. And I mean, we've seen, we talked about this before. I mean, even Coach Will mentioned it when he came on. The days of you playing football in the fall, running into basketball season runs into like track in the spring, like those days are over. The kids focus on one thing, because in the off season, what do? They're training at individual drills. They're getting ready by, lifting weights, working with an individual coach.
And someone told your parents that, by the way, too. This isn't like, your parent doing this on their own, independent. Someone told your parent, if you're serious about, little Mac playing at the next level, then, I know he's 8, but he needs to be practicing year round.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. We are getting polished athletes that can hit the court or the field or the pitch running now.
Yeah.
Right. And they're very polished in how they are in their interactions with the media. They know how to say the right things.
Oh yeah.
They are prepped to be pros. But see, for me, I worry about them, especially at a younger age, because you know what they didn't do a lot of? Be a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Do you
get Todd Marinovich disease is what you're asking?
Yeah. Maybe that's why we see guys like Henry Riggs fucking around on the Vegas Strip, or damn near every University of Georgia player right now.
I mean, Henry Ruggs' career, to your point, might be, I don't think it's the most tragic, but it's real high up there on the pantheon of tragic careers. You don't even get into your full rookie season doing 100 and some miles an hour down but I want to say this about the Vegas Strip and fast driving cars. And this is not to absolve him of anything, because he took a life. That is a daily occurrence. And he did that because it is so effing normalized there.
Yeah.
as someone that lived in Vegas for a short time, car accidents are deadly ones are quite common.
You could just visit Vegas and see it.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. But somebody brought up the torpedo bats thing. This is like everybody's bitching and moaning about, they're winding the ball tighter and they're using these newfangled bats, dude. Torpedo bats have been a thing for a while. They were just goofy looking, and that's why a lot of players didn't use them. But it applies more. It allows you more surface to hit a fucking ball. Why wouldn't you use it? Like, come on, man. And honestly, they're allowed by the rules. Stop bitching. If you want the rules, no, torpedo bats have been legal for like 15 years, man.
Oh, okay, they're still legal. Maybe it was an April Fool's thing I saw.
They're Manfred. You can't for a game that's striving for people to watch. Why would you take away one of the most exciting plays in sports, which is the fucking home run, right?
Yeah.
You've got two giant men, one hurling a tiny ball at like a bajillion miles an hour, and the other guy with a stick, right, has to have the hand-eye coordination to get that bat around and the strength to fucking put it over a wall. Like, come on, dude. That's fucking rad. And if you described it like that, more people would think it was cool. But
I had a friend, my friend Bert Cooper. We were talking about baseball, and he goes, "I never got into it because I just don't understand the chess matches of baseball because he likes fighting, and there's a lot of chess in combat sports, as you know, as someone that's strapped on boxing gloves, and took a couple paychecks for it. And I sent him a video, a short, and it's a great conversation of Greg Maddux and Barry Bonds talking about facing each other and the mind games they would play on one another, swinging at pitches that he knew that if he swung and missed at, Maddux would give it to him again, and he was going to take it over the wall. And Maddux knowing, okay, well, I'm going to give him this pitch here, and he's going to look for this, like innings before, or even weeks before, knowing how to get somebody out. And I think he appreciated that. But that video led me to another video of Barry Bonds kind of waxing poetic about Shohei. And he was like, he's the most incredible player he's ever seen in his life. Dude. He's like, Shohei Ohtani does everything extremely well. He goes, the only criticism I have of Shohei, he goes, is I just wish he wouldn't pitch. And he goes, if anything, come out as a reliever. Do some, he goes, I think this is what Barry Bonds said. He goes, I think Shohei Ohtani will be the best closer in baseball history if that's what he wanted to do. Yeah,
I mean, the thing is with Shohei, he knows that part of the reason he got the contract he got was because he did both things, right? I would prefer to see him stick to one, only because we're going to see him longer, right? Mm-hmm. He's phenomenal on the mound or in the batter's box. But I think whether he thinks so or not, if he continues to do both, he's going to have to be a DH. Like, you can't have him out in the outfield threatening that ligament again, because, I mean, look, he tapered off in the first two rounds of the playoffs, but came alive in the World Series. But look at what he did with essentially 1.5 arms. Like, fuck, dude.
That's not fair. He almost went 60-60.
I know. It's nuts.
That's not. Do you remember growing up as a young person? They're like, who's going to finally go 40-40? Because they had, again, back to what we're talking about with these players in the 80s, and especially these black players. This was this kind of unprecedented time of an abundance of drug use across the board, steroids to cocaine to whatever you want to call it, alcoholism. They had all the isms. But these guys were so ridiculously talented, pitching and hitting, that you have the Darryl Strawberries going 30-30, Bonds. I think Bonilla was a 30-30 guy. Definitely Eric Davis was a 30-30 guy.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think you had guys like Gooden and Dave Stewart that were just
dominant. Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan still throwing no hitters. Like, this is Mike Scott. Like, this is an era of baseball that's really, really fun to watch when it comes to players stealing bases at a Ricky Henderson is still out there.
But for me, you know what it was? It wasn't just the statistical output. you had personalities on the field.
Oh, so
guys you can glom onto.
Every
right?
team had one.
Yes, every franchise had one and
At
possibly
least.
more.
Yeah.
Right. And you had guys like Vince Coleman. He's very soft spoken, but dude, he and Henderson going toe to toe for stolen base crowns every fucking year. Henderson's in the AL, freaking Coleman's in the NL. You had guys like Keith Hernandez, who maybe wasn't the most talented guy, but he knew what to do on the field.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he, the mustache, the look, him playing in fucking Queens. Like, come on, dude. He was perfect for the Mets. Right. You had that string of Oakland teams, and we're not just talking McGuire and Canseco, but you had
Dave Parker, Dave Henderson,
Steinbach behind the plate. You had Carney Lansford.
Oh,
right. Yeah. Ron Darling, who was kind of like the gentleman scholar of the group, like
Dennis Eckersley.
Yeah. Like every team had a couple of them, and it got people emotionally invested into the game because like you kind of saw yourself in some of these schmucks. Right. Well, now it's more along the lines of, none of these guys are marketed anymore. Outside of like your hometown team, or maybe like the team your parents pulled for, why get invested? Like, who are these fucking people? And that's a shame. And I think a lot of it has to do with the language barrier, because so many of these players don't speak English, these great ones.
But as someone that grew up in California, and I grew up at the tail end of Fernando Mania, if you look at Fernando Mania as the 1 year, because he threw that crazy screwball that destroyed his elbow.
Yeah.
And I think he only had like one season where he actually led the league in everything.
But you know what? Even with the crazy screwball that fucked up his elbow, he still broke a decade in the league, and then had a weird comeback with the Cardinals.
He had a decent career. If you look at his numbers, there were some pitchers on those Dodgers teams that were Oral Hershiser was a monster on some of those Dodgers.
Yeah, and dude, I got to see some of his best years in Cleveland when he kind of had his career resurgence with those mid-90s.
But Fernando Valenzuela, what I was trying to say about that is Fernando, maybe because we have such a large Latin population in the United States and Los Angeles, what he did for that city, and in my opinion, the game in general, is huge. You can still say his name and people go, dude, Fernando. Like it was, you really just said Fernando.
Yeah.
And everybody knew who you were talking about.
And to your point, you're absolutely correct. But where are some of the most prominent teams? And let's take out LA and New York. All right. Where's baseball still massively popular in a lot of places?
I don't know.
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Atlanta still sells out every game. And yes, it's a large city. And there are native Spanish speakers there, but in the same number as LA. Fuck
no. But they have a history with baseball, and
it's not always been good. And it's always over stadiums, right? Like let's be honest.
The Cubs, okay, good call, Tony. Yes, Chicago.
Yeah, Cubbies, right?
Both teams.
But a lot of them are Midwest areas without a large, sizable. And what I mean by sizable, guys, is like a Spanish-speaking part of the community that is embraced by the town. Like I know in Cleveland, a lot of Spanish speakers. I wouldn't exactly say they're very welcomed in some parts of town, right? Like, let's be honest. It's just how it is.
Chicago does have a very large Spanish-speaking population that is embraced.
But
not the new ones that got dropped off by the caravan, but the original ones that hate the new ones that are dropped off by the caravan. That's different. They're a little embraced.
But I think that's a big part of the problem. Like, and especially as we get a larger influx of Japanese players, as we start seeing more Korean ball players come over, not just by onesies and twosies, but guys that are killing me in the KBO, that are going to start being kind of feted and treated like the NPB is. God is good. Joel, what's wrong with you?
That's what I said. I said anytime you see a black person say God is good, that's they got some money. I said the other day, I said, if you hear me say God is good, just know I finally got my money from YouTube.
But I mean, it's I think there's, like I said, baseball is still followed by like white dudes in their early 40s that are upset about desegregating the game, so, I think that's a big part of it, is that the best players and a large influx of even like your mid-roster guys are Latin based. They're from the Dominican, they're from Puerto Rico, which you and everybody here knows is part of the United States, but many fans of baseball don't.
No, it's a different country.
Yeah. Nothing beats a conversation I had about a couple Puerto Rican players, and a coworker was bitching about how, they shouldn't be sending hard-earned American dollars to another country. And I was like, dude, he's from Puerto Rico. And he's like, and I'm like, that is literally part of the United States.
You use a dollar there.
Yeah.
It's not a Puerto Rican dollar.
I was like, they're not using a peso, dude. It is literally the American dollar.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's no fucking way. And he gets his phone out and he Googles. He's like, when did this happen? I said, 1898, bro.
There's this thing called the Spanish.
I was like, would you fall asleep for that part of history class?
It's not taught everywhere, in all fairness.
Oh, yeah, I get that. And
it's
I'm
not taught everywhere. There's a lot of things in American history that isn't taught. And with these new Trump initiatives, which we'll be talking about in a couple weeks.
I was talking to a 50-year-old man. Okay, like, a couple weeks ago, I thought it was weird when he was dumbfounded why there were so many Puerto Rican people in New York City. I was like,
what?
Huh? I didn't put two and two together. I didn't know. He had no idea that Puerto Rico was a Commonwealth of the United States. So, what do I know?
I found out that Sheila E. is not Puerto Rican. I didn't know that. For the longest time. I thought she was the only Puerto Rican in the Bay Area.
Oh, wow.
She is Mexican and black.
I've always said that, like, Mexican and black people should make more babies, and Mexican and Lebanese people should make more babies, because I haven't seen an ugly mix of either.
Oh,
I know they're out there, but I haven't seen it yet.
Like, looking at Sheila, like, even now, she's 20 years older than me, and she's still hot.
Yeah. And not your typical, like, you hitting me up on Instagram. She's still fucking hot,
Like, I had, dude, another reason why I assumed she was Puerto Rican, because the style of music that her father was known for playing was dominated by Afro Caribbeans.
Okay.
And Afro Latins. So,
Jason, could we say the same kind of thing about you? Like, I've never seen a black dude in a metal band. Yeah. I'm like, I happen to know one.
No, I totally. How
would you feel if you were pigeonholed the way you just did it to Sheila E? That's fucked up. She deserves better, Jason. She deserves better. She's a fucking treasure. What is wrong with you?
I would love to run into Sheila E. when I go up to the Bay Area. I don't know if she still lives in the Bay. That would be a dream come true if she showed up at the live event.
Jason's just like, my neck weak.
Like, is fine ass Sheila? I would just be on the microphone. Is fine ass Sheila E in here?
Sheila E, I know you're out there. I can see you through the window. Come in and say hi. I'm a huge fan. Ben's like, Jason, back the mic. You're not going to back the mic up. No, Ben, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Just let this happen. All right, everybody. I know we had something important to talk about, but I just saw Sheila E in yoga pants, so I'm going to need 1 to 3 minutes. I'll be back.
67-year-old Sheila E in yoga pants. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I don't think any of us are.
I'm not ready for that. I wouldn't be ready for that.
Just sit there and see her.
I was like, oh my God. There's so much jam and jelly.
Yeah. I just took myself to Jam City.
Yeah. Like, oh God.
You get home from San Francisco, Ben's like, Jason, I can hear you jerking off. Knock it off. Shut up, Ben. I know the walls are thin, but come on.
Oh, dude, in the champagne room, we were watching this video of this guy talking about like there's a what do you call it? The gym cell culture, or gym cell, the Nazi pipeline or something. It's some made up shit that people that just create videos have to make up. But anyway, he was talking about how he masturbated so much that he drugged his cousin.
No.
Zaire said Fapsy. He said he drugged his cousin to make him pass out with like NyQuil or something. I didn't believe any of the story. To go, I guess his cousin was staying over, and in the room, and his room was like the laptop, so he wanted to jerk off so bad, he gave his cousin like juice, but it had NyQuil in it, spiked it. Dude passed out to sleep, and he just beat his meat with his cousin there. And I was like, that sounds like you fucked your cousin.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. You drugged your cousin and then raped.
You totally raped your cousin. You totally drugged your cousin and fucked him.
What?
Or at least came on his back.
I don't like this. I didn't sign up for the gym cell conversation, okay? I did not. You know, you could just be normal and go to the gym and put muscle on and then go up and talk to women. Yes, there's
a culture of women that will talk to you at the gym. They're not going to make a video and call you a fucking pervert. There's women that are like, oh, hello, hi.
You know, you can go out in public and talk to women, and yes, there's a 50-50 chance you get shot down, but oh well. You know, like,
take that chance, young man.
Fuck yeah, man.
Enjoy the chance. That's what I say.
You know, because she could say yes, and you could just sit there and be like, oh, fuck, she said yes. I wasn't prepped for this. Hold on. Note card. She said yes.
That's how I am about shit like that all the time.
You know, just like, you want to go get a drink? It's 3:00 in the afternoon. Hold on. Do you want to go get coffee? That's what I meant to go with. Sorry. See, there's a time breakdown on this, and I just kind of like looked at the first thing. Sorry.
I have to. I
Jolamite, you stop it right now.
What did Jolamite say?
I know single moms who NyQuil their kids when company comes over.
Those people are horrible, and I have thought of it before. Of course I have. I'd be lying if I haven't, but I've never done it because I'm not evil. Have I thought about it? Yes.
Fuck.
If you go to this gym right here, it's okay to talk to the women at this gym.
Well, dude,
can you see this? Can you see the video?
Oh no, it's loading right now. Oh, there we go. Oh, Jesus, Jason. That's I know that's the gym you go to. I'm aware. Mr. Miles, you plan on lifting any weights? Give me a minute, dude. Come on.
Mac. Whoa. Oh.
What is this? Just fuck aerobics? Like what? I don't quite.
Zaire, sir, those Hegel's kegels? Kushlik says this is how eggs are made.
Yeah, I mean, and then you get. Do you see the first comment? The dude getting choked. Wow.
Dr. Claus says she even meets the Jason rule.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't get a lot of lifting done if I saw like that class. It's like, what? Oh.
Would you just stop? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, I would be saying that in my head while trying not to show I'm being aroused. You know, like, oh. Got to do like the waistband tuck. You're just like, oh shit.
Hey, Mac, This is the kind of woman I'm attracted to, and all these signs go through my head.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Medical assistant drives it.
Here we go. The thing is, that right there, all of that shit's true.
It said, so for those listening to the video, it's an attractive woman at a club, and she's staring back into the camera, so as if she's looking at you. And it says she's a medical assistant. And it says she drives a 09 Maxima with bald tires, car seat, yep, and last week's fries on the seat.
Yep. I mean, that's not wrong. That's not wrong. You know, like I've gotten into the passenger seat of a car and I'm like, oh, French fry, just kind of swoop it out of the way. You look in the back. Oh, there's not one, but two car seats.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know, you're like, what did you do again? You know, medical or dental assistant. Oof. Right. Oof. And then you might have the scrubs balled up in between the two car seats because she got off work, like kind of like did a baby wipe rub down, put the makeup on, and then went to the club right from, you know.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Of course.
I did go on a date with a 24-year-old medical assistant.
Wow. Jason, one, I'm proud of you. I mean, I have been not just running, but like Usain bolting away from younger women these days because I cannot, for the life of me, understand the recent fascination with letting me know that you have daddy issues and you think I can solve them. Because this is not the first time and the last fucking calendar year that I can say that's happened. Because if there is any woman listening to this and you are younger, I don't find it appealing.
No, I
don't. You come up
yeah.
and say, or in the course of conversation, mention that you have daddy issues and then kind of give me that blinking look. And I'm just like, you're already picturing us fucking and you're going to lose your shit about halfway through. And it's going to get really weird. No, thank you. I'm just going to nip this in the bud now. Hey, had a great time talking to you. Not really in the mood to be mid-coitus. And you call me daddy and then actually fucking mean it. Okay? Like, Zahir, there's probably some truth to that. He's old. He must be financially stable. But joke's on her.
It's like, not here, ma'am. You are barking up not just the wrong tree, but you're just barking and there's no trees around. You're like in a project tenement trying to bark and find a tree.
Bro, no trees. You're thinking you're getting the guy walking out to a Mercedes or a Rolls Royce. I'm the guy waiting on the bus. Okay? Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm in Cleveland waiting on the bus because I left some dive bar at 1 because, you know, I was once inboxed by a woman who thought it was hot, looks at camera, that I talked like a dad. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The you know, she.
No.
It's one of those things where it's like, I can't. The whole time you're like, I can't do this. This is wrong.
And why is it also, I've had this happen. I feel like you can bring structure and guidance to my life. And I'm like,
that's what you're there for.
No.
That's what you're there for.
I was like, I am barely keeping it together, dude. You know?
I'm playing this video right here. Because if you were a man of Mac and I's age, and in our age range, and you hear these words and you're like, hell yeah, you're in trouble. Life is good. That the chick with the bald tires, the hot Cheeto behavior is going to get you, like Gloria Estefan warned you about the rhythm.
That's right.
Hot Cheetos is gonna get you. tonight.
Bam, 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 bam.
All that. I can fix her. If you say that jokingly, hot Cheeto behavior is going to get you.
Mhm.
This woman right here can ruin worlds, not lives, worlds. Don't get got.
All right, turn the volume on, Jason.
It's my birthday because my birthdays are crunk. At my last birthday party, I built a platform in the middle of it. I had 2 jumbotrons that was streaming like porn of mine. I had my friend film the whole party on like his red camera. And in the middle of it, I just start getting hard
Oh my
by
God.
my homie outside in a ring of fire. And now the jumbotron is me getting like a UFC fighting match. Yeah, I got super railed, and you could watch it on these 2 giant screens back to back.
What was your thought going on behind that? Like, were you actually getting off on it, or was this
Hell
more
yeah,
like a
I just
performance?
cucked all of you. That was
Yeah.
like hundreds of my homies.
Oh, and did the cake come before or after?
No, way before.
Okay.
Yeah. Next year, if I'm
What is the line from the poem? It's like I am he, destroyer of worlds. Yeah, that's exactly. You're not fixing her, dude. If anything, you're gonna take her home to meet the family. She's gonna disappear for 15 minutes. You're gonna walk into your mom and dad's bedroom, and your dad's fucking her.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, while she's
Well.
got her phone on the nightstand filming it.
Yep. Virtuoso, I just got back. What the hell is this?
Yeah, like this woman. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's attractive, but this is one of those. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this as plainly as I can. If she invites you to a birthday party and there's a giant platform, maybe that's a red pennant.
Not even a flag.
Not even a flag.
Oh, pennant.
Right? It's a pennant, right? And you're waving it like somebody, like the angel on your shoulders waving it, like, bro, hey, look, this isn't good. This isn't good. And you're like, angel, fuck off, right? Just get out of here. And then like the ring of fire pops up, and you're like, oh, this is even weirder. And the angel comes back, and instead of like a pennant, it's more of a banner this time. And they're like, bro, no, see, look, it's bigger. You need to get your shit together. Like, don't focus on this woman, right? Now, when you look up at the Jumbotron and she's getting fucked, at that point, it's Willem Dafoe, like flagging down an aircraft in Platoon, right? And if you can ignore that, then sir, you deserve everything bad that is going to come from this.
Look at Prairie Fire. Mac, I can fix her. I know I can. No, Prairie Fire.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
Don't do it. You can't fit. This is next level hot Cheeto.
As a matter of fact,
I wake up at noon.
As a matter of fact,
Prairie,
Prairie, I'm putting my dad hat on. Go to timeout right now. You need to go to timeout and think about what you're doing. That's what you need to do right now.
She is in my younger years, as the Far Side said, I would have totally tried to get at her like those early 2000s videos where they're like dancing all down the street. I could talk to a woman. That would have been me trying to talk to her. You can't do that, dude.
No.
Not at this stage, man.
Mm-mm.
And Prairie's younger, but you're not that young.
Prairie, okay, you're going to have 2 good days with her, the first 2 days. A week later, you're going to wake up unshaven, in your underwear, in some strange living room, rousing yourself from sleep on a couch. Right? You're going to see a pack of smokes on the table. Something tells me you don't smoke, but you're going to light one up and just take one long drag. Next to that pack of smokes is going to be a half-finished beer. And you're going to pick it up knowing full well it's as warm as piss right now. But you have to wash the shame out of your mouth for what you've done. And you just take a long swig and you put it down and you check your account on your phone and realize you're $940 overdrawn. And guess what? this angelic looking nymph is nowhere to be found. Right? Because she had to go to work that day. And work consisted of her getting double stuffed in her butthole while choking down a guy with a performance name of Marvin Magnum. All right? This isn't what you want to go for. You're not fixing her. You know, she's not going to want to come to the ranch. She's not going to want to do any of that shit. And if you brought her to the ranch, you never know what she's going to do with that red camera.
She could be a dental assistant.
Right? That's right.
The thing is, she'll think you're cool for a short time until, you know, it's going to be weird.
She'll think
It's
you're
going to
fun
be weird, dude.
until she's like, hey, let's go in the bathroom and fuck. And then she wants to like stream it directly to her premium site. And you're like, wait a minute. We're at brunch with my mom. And she's like, and she drops, well, ask your mom to come. And then it's at that point, like, you shouldn't let it get that way. And yes, I'm with you. Go to Mexico and get you one of those nice goth girls. Definitely do that. You know, that's what I'm saying, Nuri. She goes to the ranch. She sees a horse that's, you know, got like a baseball bat that's just dangling there. And she's like, well, I can, if I unhinge my jaw a little bit.
Anything for the gram.
That's right. You know,
Like,
she like just grabs the horse's dick and the horse is like, wait a minute. And she's like, I'm going to be streaming this live on.
did I show you that, Mac? Did I show you the video of her? I haven't. Okay, hold on. I'm going to find you this video of this woman.
Oh my gosh.
She's on a podcast, and the guy she's interviewing is a guy we've actually made fun of on this show. and the guy, she's like talking this crazy shit to this guy, right? And the guy's like, no, I wouldn't have sex with you, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, well, what if I was sucking you off? And the guy goes, I've had a lot of women offer to suck me off. And I just, you know, I have a girlfriend. She goes, you want me to pop a titty out? And the guy goes, no, thank you. And she goes, you want to see my butthole?
What? And Prairie, that is not a good counter argument that your parents have been dead for years. Okay, you just that's not. Yeah. See, there we go. Oh, God. You don't need PETA on your ass again, Prairie. Do I need it? Are you the dude from Letterkenny that allegedly fucked the ostrich? I hope you're not that guy, Prairie Fire. Do not be that guy. Animals don't need people fucking them.
I gotta find that video. I got so many videos I saved for you guys.
Oh my God.
I got so many videos I saved for you guys. Oh my God. There's so many we haven't seen, Mac. Oh my God. There's so many we haven't seen. I can't find them.
Jason, I don't need a woman asking if you want to lick my butthole because I live in Fayetteville and that's literally a conversation you'll hear every day just walking downtown.
She goes, you want me to pop a titty out? And the guy's like, oh no. And she goes, want to see my butthole? He's like, and then you're just like, wow.
Like,
I think this escalation was a little too much.
Well, you know what, Tony? I'm sorry, dude. Okay. And the thing is, he's been doing like serious shit because I'm not even getting the smash stuff on Instagram from him right now.
I haven't sent anyone because I don't have Instagram on my phone anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
I took it
sense
off my
then.
phone. Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense. You know, but like, my bad, man. I can't. I've been busy. I'm working a shit job, and I had to pick up another weekend shit job. You know, it's snowballing on me. This Trump capitalism. I'm forced. I might have to start saying, "Hey, you want to see my butthole? It'll cost you $5." Anything for the gram.
Anything for the gram. It's It's just so true, dude.
And a bunch of people are like, dude, did you see him like literally say don't join the military? And he speaks out about against the military, and they're like, yeah. Then I saw him show his butthole to someone.
I saw him show a butthole showing. He did a full-on butthole showing.
My ex is like, so things are that bad? I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm showing my butthole to people. Like,
oh, I also want to know who this woman owed money to or is pimping now about like fight promotion, because this woman, just the way she's standing,
has no idea what she's doing.
She's this is how you stand when you're at a Bed Bath and Beyond. This is not how you stand when you're in an MMA ring.
What? She's not going to fight a fighter.
This isn't how you stand if you're in the ghetto mall. This isn't how you stand. I wouldn't stand like this at a Walmart in a good neighborhood.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Dude, she's not in there with a real fighter, is she?
Katie Castro and her opponent, the Eliminator.
Someone set this woman up, and it's not cool.
Like,
it is not cool.
She's wearing clothes that she wears out when she tells her husband she's going to the gym, but she's really going to Starbucks.
It says someone went to the wrong Planet Fitness class.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
God. Who let their mom get KO'd by a professional MMA fighter called the Eliminator? This is one of those things where your mom is like, if you bring home an A, I'll get in the ring with an MMA fighter and get my head knocked off. And the kid brings home an A and is like, I just want to prove to you that in this family.
Oh God.
That's the only way I think this is justified, because as parents, we go to the outer limits for our children.
I'm not doing this for my fucking kids. I'm not getting in the cage with the Eliminator. Okay? I'm not doing that. Because the Eliminator looks like she's there for business.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
Shit.
What the fuck?
Someone said the whole commission and the promoter need to go to jail.
Yes.
Someone said for some reason, I think she deserved it. Oh.
There might be some truth to that. I mean, you did see the haircut.
I mean, someone said on the bright side, she took the first two punches like a champ.
It was just the third and fourth one.
It was the third and fourth one. That was night time.
God damn, that was horrible. I just want to know who thought that was okay.
Did you see what Tony said? This is like the Tyson fight we watched, but we all needed a shower and confession after it was over.
Yeah, in a Prairie, I know why you want to be in that cage, because there are porns like that. I've watched it where they kind of like wrestle around and then he ends up just banging the shit out of her. That's what you mean by you want to be in there with the Eliminator. I know. Don't let the gray in the beard fool you. Okay? I too like weird porn.
Someone said they tagged her on here. They tagged the Eliminator.
No, they did not. Oh.
And for the first time, she thinks her daddy telling her, you can be anything you set your mind to, should have said, except fighting.
That was horrible. Why? Oh my gosh.
That was a horrible.
I feel horrible about, like, I shouldn't have watched that.
Yeah.
Because
watch this. Yes. I gotta kill the music so we don't get the show pulled down. Yes.
Go ahead and say it, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Just go ahead.
Booty in the front, booty in the back. That's where it's at.
Just go ahead and say it.
I'm fucking a torta.
Smash. That's
Booty in the front, booty in the back. Smash like that. I'm fucking a torta.
oh. Splash. Yeah.
This is what I'm looking for. That's what I'm saying. Oh, booty in the front. Pull your pants up to your navel. Do you got a job? Is your emotion stable? Probably not. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh my God. Jason just made up a song about the type of woman he's looking for. And the sad thing is, it'll probably be released on the Patreon sometime tomorrow. The entire thing.
She's eating hot Cheetos. She going home with me, though. That's what I'm looking for. A woman like that. Got butt in the front and the back. Ow.
God, and I think she's got like a salted rim too, or that's like God, Jason. You know what? I'm glad she's having a good time.
If she got her nails done, she's down for having fun. This is what I'm looking for.
Oh my God, man.
Like real talk, I am so all about this. Oh my God. From the shoes, the glasses. Oh yeah. All of it. Do it. Work it. Work it. Ow.
Y'all, I think that's she's got to be a paralegal. She works in a law office by day. Shakes her ass for Jason at night.
My crazy baby daddy or this bootleg purse. That's the woman I'm looking for.
Oh my God, dude. Fucking ridiculous. Oh man. Oh no.
You have no idea. I saw this. I was like, damn. This is. Did you get your virtuoso?
Are we done watching the single mom rain dance? Oh, virtuoso. That is so rude to Indigenous people.
My God. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Why did you end up popping your balloon? It's giving a little studious. Maybe you read books on vacation as opposed to maybe, it's just giving studious.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, this dude's suit looked like he just got out of prison.
Okay, so it's not tailored correctly.
Oh, that's a prison suit.
You shut your mouth. He's an idiot. Yeah, it's not tailored well at all.
I watched this guy. I watched this guy's whole interview, and he says he wrote a book about how to get your money right. And I was like, that's a prison book, because that is not a book that you. And he said it like that, right? And so they asked him like what his hobbies are. And again, people are always, it's a job interview, so they're always trying to say what they think sounds cool and interesting. So he's like, I like reading. It's like, okay, maybe you do, but reading what? Romance novels? Like, what do you like reading? Like, tell me what you like reading.
Well,
And
the last book I finished, it was How to Properly Eat Butthole. You down, baby? Let's go. Like the one woman who hasn't popped her balloons, like,
I know exactly how this man is gonna fuck me. He's gonna fuck me like he needs a place to stay. And my legs is finna shake for a good 48 hours. The rest of you, she's like this. The rest of you bitches can look for companionship. Okay. I'm looking for a quiet nigga that's gonna clean my house, turn instant noodles into a 4-star meal, and eat every part of the rooter to the tutor, leave my whole undercarriage moist. That's what I'm looking for.
and on top of that, prison wine. He's gonna make it. I get free booze.
This nigga can make alcohol from the toilet and an orange peel. Your dude can't change a tire. Bitch, we are not the same. I gave this nigga a pack of cigarettes and he thought he had real currency. Bitch, we are not the same.
Real currency. So
you mad because this nigga read? I'm happy he doesn't hit me.
He comes back with new sneakers. He's like, how many packs that set us back?
I bought this nigga a pack of t-shirts from the gas station and he acted like he got a new car. Bitch, we are not the same.
Keep the whole undercarriage moist.
Keep the whole undercarriage moist. This nigga fucked me for 2.5 days because I bought him Taco Bell and had the audacity to get him a drink with it and some Cinnabon twists. Bitch, we are not the same.
He like pipes up. He's like, what is this? Baby, that's a steak grilled cheese burrito. I was inside so long, they just had tacos at Taco Bell when I went in.
You mean they don't have the enchilito? This nigga done seen Blue Mountain Dew and thinks he's Marty McFly in the year 2015.
Have the Cubs won a World Series?
Yeah, he's like, wait. A black president? What the fuck?
You mean to tell me there's a man named Hakeem in Congress?
No. Let me pull up your magic phone thing and then show me. Get on the intrawebs. Find the truth out. Tell me the truth. Get the truth machine. This man has had an erection for the last 25 years that he couldn't unload. All he wants to do is be nice to me and clean the house. Bitch, please. What the fuck are you looking for?
Someone who can't read, obviously.
Yeah, you can keep fucking these illiterate pretty boys if you want to, but I'm gonna keep fucking this snaggletooth guy and fucking live my best life.
Oh my god. We made up a whole new character.
What pissed me off when I saw this was I met a lot of guys like this over the years where I'm from and the places I've worked where they're legitimately trying to be better humans. And there is a class of woman that sees that and appreciates it. There's a kind of woman that sees that and is still scared of his past. And there's a woman like this that understands. She literally understands that he's trying to be better, but still sees him as a joke.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's insulting.
I don't even think it's just a man-woman thing. I think that's a lot of Americans Like, so, you know, I told you we were doing this like unit reunion thing down in Charlotte this weekend, right? Well, they had all these events planned and I couldn't go because I couldn't get the time off work, but I drove down there on Saturday, right? Knowing full well I'm going to meet a bunch of people that I didn't want to see when I was in the military, and I sure in the fuck don't want to see them now.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite soldiers, one of my great friends, was going. And he's like, dude, you have to come for a little bit. So they went to like a Charlotte Checkers hockey game, did this like little campfire dinner thing, which I thought was kind of cheesy, and I'm glad I missed. So I drove down. I got a hotel, and I should have researched a little better because my hotel was a 25-minute Lyft ride away, which was like $32 in Charlotte. So I was like, hey, what are you guys doing after you get back? They're like, hey, we're going to the Carolina Ale House. It's right across the street from the hotel. Meet us there. So I get there like at 10. I had dinner with a friend of mine. She and I parted ways, and then I just immediately got my Lyft to go. And I see him. And the thing is, you know, 5 years ago, no, longer than that, probably 6 years ago, I get a text message from his then girlfriend, like, hey, like she's got a really bubbly voice. And hey, Mac. Yeah. So I need a big favor from you. And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Why are you calling me? Why do you know my name? And why are you asking me for favors? Well, KJ, he's locked up. And I was like, are we talking like weekend shit? Or are we talking like he's in prison? Well, I don't like to use the term prison, but that's where he's at. Okay. So what is this favor you need? Like, I thought she was going to ask me to like write a character letter, you know, something like that. Now, keep in mind, this particular soldier's dad did 10 years in federal prison for selling sawed-off shotguns to ATF agents.
Fuck.
So I'm thinking if he went back into the family business, then he can just fucking rot, right? Because like, how stupid do you have to be to sell a sawed-off shotgun? One, because you only have a sawed-off shotgun if your intent is to kill somebody 2 feet away from you, right? Like that's why you have one. And why are you selling, you know, to fucking cops? Like, I'm sorry, like cops stick out, and we can 21 Jump Street this shit all day. They still fucking stick out. Okay, they stick out bad, right? And she's like, no, he didn't do that, but I'm not going to tell you what he did. But I was wondering if you could put like some money on his commissary. And I was like, why the fuck are you calling me when I don't know you, annoying the fuck out of me when I'm hungover, and asking for money? And I was like, no. And I hung up, right? So I see him, and you know, they had like an outside bar, and you know, I was just sitting there talking to him, and he's telling me about his life now. And dude went away from meth. Right? He's like, he contracted for a couple years after he got out of the military. He had all this money, started using meth. It became a no bullshit fight through addiction. And he got pulled over with it. And so he did 8 months in prison, and just, you know, now he owns his own roofing business. He does like drug intervention stuff. You know, like he's turned his life around, done a very good job. But you can ask anybody in the military. There's a large portion of veterans that purportedly claim to be Christian. And these fuckers, keep in mind, while they're all getting blasted, are sitting there talking shit about how big of a scumbag he is because he did fucking, you know, a less than a year fucking term in prison for a drug problem. You know, it's a people thing. Like, God forbid we watch anybody bounce back. Like, if your name's not Robert Downey Jr., you are not allowed to have a redemption arc, right? Like,
we
you're not
like
allowed.
redemption arcs when they're convenient stories. And I think, and here's the thing, there's this thing called wino time. And wino time is like your buddy. You do dumb shit. You get in fights. Most drug dealers are not Nino Brown. They're people trying to support their own habits. So you're kind of in and out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
So you never really sit down for a super long period of time where certain feelings are going to wash over you that are going to make you rethink life. Now, maybe you get assaulted inside, and I don't necessarily mean sexually, I mean like physically, or it's just uncomfortable. Maybe you like, I don't want to go back here. But everyone that I met that committed a capital felony, and this is just anecdotal, for the most part, and most people will tell you this that also work with people that have done capital, like killing somebody. Generally, when you go inside, you go inside and you're not getting out. You're what's called an LWOP, a life without parole. And if you're one of the LWOPs, eventually someone's older is going to sit you down and go, you don't leave here. This is what it is. Get used to it. And you'll kind of transition, because the jobs inside prison, and this is another thing people need to realize, mostly have to do with upkeep of said prison.
Yep.
So we're talking dentistry is about the dentistry in the prison. You're not leaving the fucking site to go be a dentist, right? Certain maintenance jobs are maintenance jobs within the prison, cooking and all that stuff. So I say all this to say that if you do eventually get out, you can be like, hey, those are the guys that are really going to try to turn loose. They'll usually work in the nonprofit world because there's a spot for them where they can actually make money. If you're going in for wino time, and let's just say that 18-month or 8-month bid was enough time for you to truly dry out, it's real hard, because you're also going back to the world that hasn't changed that much in 8 months. If you're down, my friend who went in for 25 years, she went in at 21. She came out, the world looked different. Yeah. She still sees cars from 2000 going, that looks futuristic. What is that? It's a 2002 fucking Ford Focus.
Sweetheart, that is a Chevy Lumina. They stopped making it,
you know what fucked me up the most? We were in TJ of all places, which is just ancient infrastructure. And she was like, what the fuck is this machine? I was like, that's a parking machine. You don't know what that is? She goes, no, I don't. I've never seen one of those before. And it hit me. She's never seen. When I say a machine, the machine I'm talking about where there's not a meter right in front of the spot.
Yeah.
She had never seen that before. And she had been out for like 8 years. So it's the world changes around. Like you're coming right back into the shit. And if you're coming right back into the shit and you're still like, nope, I'm trying to stay focused. I want to do better. And then you run into this motherfucker, that can kick you right back to doing all the dumb shit you were doing.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, especially when you have people that do long bids and they get out and the world's completely changed on them. And you're looking for something positive that you're familiar with, right? And it could be anything. Okay. You're trying to find that one you're thinking hard, the one positive you had that you kind of glommed onto while you were locked up, thinking, I'm going to go to that when I get out. Right. And the thing is, you can't find it because the world kept spinning while you were inside. Yeah. And that's overwhelming as shit. I had a soldier that was locked up for 8 fucking years. Had to get like six or seven moral waivers to get in. Right. And he's like, I just need to do something to change my life. And I figured 4 years in the military would help. And I'm like, bro, I was like, what'd you go in for? He's like, well, I was a drug addict and I was moving large amounts of cocaine all over Arizona, New Mexico. And I was like, fuck, the infantry might not be the place for this dude. So I sat down with him and I'm like, listen, we're going to develop a care plan. And he's like, oh, man, come on, man. And I'm like, no. I was like, listen, because the coke you were trying to get away from, it's still very present here. Why? Because it doesn't stay in your system long and you could do it over a long weekend and pass a piss test on Monday. And he's like, oh, damn. I was like, yeah. So I was like, here's some options. There's associate degree programs that we can get you into to keep you busy. Physical fitness shit. shit that he could do to enjoy himself that didn't involve drugs and alcohol. Right. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of our free time on the weekends was around, let's watch a game. We all get fucked up. Right. So a lot of the other dudes would get mad because I'd have like, hey, let's come over to my apartment, watch a game. And I wouldn't allow booze when he was there. Right. And the dude ended up becoming a physical fitness freak, just lifting, running, plyometrics, like all kinds of shit. Right. And got really into like clean living. And he went into like a dietitian program when he got out. And that's what he does now. He literally helps movie stars get yoked for movie roles.
Dope.
Right. And, at another unit function, I was like, hey, man, like you're out in Hollywood and shit. Like, are you managing to stay clean still? And he's like, dude, yeah. He's like, it's a struggle. He's like, but what I did is I found a good program that isn't like AA because he doesn't like the religious aspect of it, which I totally get. But he's like, I have an accountability partner. I've got, my sponsor. He's like, if I have to travel with a dude or anybody for a movie, like to help, keep up their fitness and all that shit, dude, one of them goes with him. And that's like part of his contract when you sign him on.
Damn.
Right. He's like, I won't go because like I need that accountability because I still don't trust myself. And he's been clean for fucking 12, 15 years. And I think that's phenomenal. That he knows himself that well, that he doesn't want to go do that because like for him at this point, it's if I do coke, I'm going back in for a very long time. And fear, as you and I both know, can be a great motivator.
Yes, it can.
And if he holds on like that, good, but it's crazy to listen to him talk. And, I'm not saying he was locked up as long as your friend, but they're absolutely right. Like it's very intimidating. And I can't imagine, like going into one place where nothing really changes. You have your job that you got to do. You see the same guards, you see the same people, you do the same shit all day, every single day. Very regimented, right? And then you're released out into the world where you have no structure. There's no regimentation, and everything is different. Everything. Like this poor gentleman in the video that found the weights when he was in prison, and now his suit, which was ill-fitting at best when he was locked up.
He probably thought this was a hot outfit. I'm sure before he went in, he was like, this is the hot shit. This is the hot shit.
In his defense, Jason, you and I could both cop too, recalling in the early 90s when you'd see anybody that was anyone that was a dude in a suit, the pants were always very, very loose fitting. So he probably went in 94.
That's hella fucked up, dude.
Jimmy Jam said this was a good look. What? So I like my suits cut from 94 and I read books and I'm not good enough for you?
Oh, side note, the last surviving member of Gilligan's Island is Ginger.
It's because she doesn't have a soul, doesn't wither away and die.
She makes no money from the show. She's never made a dime.
Wow.
Other than like what she got paid for doing it, they didn't sign for residuals.
Oh.
No one knew what TV was back then.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I was shocked when I read that. I'm gonna leave you with this.
That's kind of depressing, dude.
Yeah, she ended up getting into tutoring.
Oh, dude, are you gonna do the date stand?
Did I do the date? I did the date with you, right?
Dude, play it because I am in love with her. This woman.
We went on a whole tirade about the date in the champagne room.
Did you, dude? I think she's hilarious. If you ever,
I have a crush on her first because I sent it to you.
If you get a chance to see her stand up, do it. I'm going to Virginia to watch her stand up in July. I've decided I'm going to cut out a lot of my like weekend shenanigans, and I'm just saving money to go to concerts and comedy shows this summer.
Can I? Where did it go? Wait. This is another, like, how I play the single mom rain dancing. This is also what I'm looking for right here.
Okay. All right. Let's see it.
Hold on. Oh fuck, what's going on? Sorry. Oh wait. Yeah, I think I got to open up Facebook. Jesus Christ. Can you see it still?
I can see it still in the message. Yeah.
Is it just that, or is it?
Yeah, it's just like the thumbnail.
Damn it. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I didn't know I had to open a new thing.
Oh, dude, Tony, you're absolutely right, man. Like I had the same thing. They really did. It's like, I am going to kick my substance abuse problem and I'm going to get tight with the Lord. And it's just like, I'm happy that you're clean, but Jesus Christ, stop sending me like Jesus threads, dude. It's just not going to work for me.
Then send them this back.
I remember when I lost my mind.
What the fuck? Next person who uses that mic's getting pink eye.
I saw this video. I saw that video. I was like, is it childish of me to think that the woman of my dreams is going to do that for no reason?
I wasn't Prairie. You know what? You probably wouldn't have to fix her. I feel like this is right up your
that's
alley.
fair. Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Play it again. Let's play it again.
I remember when I lost my mind.
And the thing is, her mom and younger sister, like mom's sitting there on her laptop. The younger sister's in the back just doing this, Jason.
Just dancing.
And
I probably watched that 47 times in a row. Nobody says, nice Reaper.
yeah, there was some bass behind that fart. Like, I think if you look hard enough at the microphone, there's probably shit on it. I mean, that is good, clean American fun. Okay, like I'm totally all right with that. Especially when you know why she's doing it. She's doing it to get under her mom's skin and just do something goofy. Because, you know, mom's over there. She's probably got like her Stanley Cup and you see her on the laptop. And she's like, oh, these two kids, what the hell? And then you hear, I remember when. She just like kind of looks.
And that part is just so finished.
And then mom's sitting there like, God damn it.
And you're recording this? Yeah, it's a lot, dude. It is a lot.
That might be that might be the only wholesome, funny video that we've shown on here.
I'm trying to find a good one for you that you haven't seen. Oh, I don't know if you've heard this song.
Oh, God.
This is a song that I think if any woman was to sing it to me, I'd be scared. I'll admit I'd be scared.
What the fuck?
Can you hear this?
Campbell's soup can?
There's a Campbell's soup can.
Cream of potato.
Ready?
Keep hands down, boy, give me that dick. Fine white girl, #1 bad bitch. Oh, yeah? Slim fine dime, I don't take no shit. 5'9", sing a long ass foot.
Jason, you know where we've seen her before, right? She was the girl in the T-Mobile store screaming about.
I am a federal agent.
That's right.
The Armenians are down.
That's her. That is her. Nuri, it's not a pretend mic. She actually put it up just to make fun of you.
The first line is, pull your pants down, boy, and give me that dick.
Give me that dick.
That is not... I would never say something in the inverse of that to a woman. I've never like, pull your pants down, give me some pussy now. Like, I've never... Can't just demand pussy.
No.
I mean, you can, you shouldn't.
No, you should definitely not do that.
You shouldn't just.
Anybody listening or watching, do not demand the genitals of your choice. Okay, like don't demand it because
it's not good. It's
no,
not good.
In the words of my kids, it's giving rapist. Okay, let's not. We don't want to give that. You also don't want to give STDs.
It's giving.
Right. But yeah, I mean, if you guys hit it off and then you politely ask, I mean, you might have more luck.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, if a woman came up to me, even in the midst of this dry spell I'm in, and was like, drop them trousers and give me that dick, I'm going to be like, no, thank you.
Pull your pants down, Mac, and give me that dick. You wouldn't be like, okay. You'd be like,
No.
what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. Like, why did you? She like pulls a can out of her purse and she just starts like using it like a microphone. No.
I'll leave you with it. Well, no. Well, let me ask you first. What's your feeling on land acknowledgments?
Oh, man. I don't know how I honestly feel, but I get really bothered when people like go overboard to do them.
I'm not
Like-
a big fan of them because I'm like, okay, so what do you want me to do with that information?
Like I've seen it used well in like history conferences where they'll mention like, remember this used to be Lumbee land or whatever, right?
Sure. And then what?
Well, then they continue with their
Yes.
presentation, you know, but I think it's important to point out in a historical sense that yes, this every bit of land we're on is stolen land. But like if what drives me nuts is when you get like stupid liberal podcasts that are like, hi, this is Haley and Ben's here with me. And, you know, we're coming to you from New York City, you know, former Pequot land, you know, feel horrible about what happened, but we're here to talk about your investment portfolio. Right?
I was on a tour with people that actually did a land acknowledgement before every show. And after a while, it was like, okay, well, so what? Like, what do you want me to do with that information? I acknowledge it. Now what? Do they have clean drinking water? No? Okay.
Dude, John said a friend of mine once went to a Pilates class that started with a land acknowledgement.
Okay, Mac, watch this then.
Before we begin this evening's performance, we would like to acknowledge that this theater stands on territory of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Huron-Wendat, and the Petun First Nations. We are also mindful of broken covenants and the need to make right with all our relations. And now, please enjoy the show.
Sorry. Hello. Sorry. Excuse me. Should we go?
Excuse me?
Oh, no. I just mean if we're on someone else's land, shouldn't we leave?
Oh, no. The theater is here now. We'd just like to acknowledge whose land it is.
I'm sorry. I'm so confused. So if we're on someone else's land, shouldn't we do something about that? Or
hopefully we'll enjoy the performance.
Oh, okay. So some of the money from the ticket sales of the show are going to the Indigenous communities?
Well, no.
A portion of them?
No, the ticket sales go to the theater.
So is the money from the bottled water sold here going to the First Nations for clean drinking water, or?
Oh, no, that money goes to Nestle.
Nestle.
They're a sponsor.
I'm so sorry. I'm so confused. So whose land are we on? What are we doing?
It's a dialogue.
How are we making right?
Well, there's a plaque you can read in the lobby.
I don't understand.
I'm getting a message from the stage manager that we need to begin the show, so please take your seats. Have a good time.
Wow. I loved that. That was phenomenal. And I love the Nestle jab in there. You know, the very company that's like, water is not a human right and it should be privatized. And we should bottle it all and sell it at a premium. That's funny. That's funny.
Coach looks at, we are on occupied IHOP mezzanine land.
Yeah. I mean, Tony brought up a good point. C. Van Woodward once gave a lecture at UT and students threw a fit. And he said, yeah, but are you really going to give it back? Crickets. Yeah. I mean, and this is the thing. You can acknowledge the horrible history this country has with the indigenous people, right? You can do that. And I'd like to think I know a lot about it. I didn't know shit about it when I found out I was going to be a father and they're going to be enrolled members of an indigenous nation. I was like, I better learn something so I can at least share it with the fucking kids. You know, and it's all bad. Like, let's be honest, it's all bad. But like, why go overboard? I'm with the theater goer. That's like, hey, if you're going to do this and do like a shout out to the Haudenosaunee, cool. What are we doing to support him?
Wait, Mac.
Right.
Do you ever play up your kids' nativeness to try to cut in front of people at Walmart?
I absolutely do not.
They're not even there with you. And you're just.
Do you know my kids are indigenous? No, what is pretty rad though, next weekend, the Catawba Nation is putting out a dictionary like of their language because they're trying to bring it back. And both my kids are going. So they're going to take some Catawba language classes, and I'm very proud of them for that. You know, oh, Tony, you are phenomenal at you Kush Virtuoso. While we are funny and snide and sarcastic at times, you bring some real shit to the show. While Jason and I are making dick and fart jokes. And do not put that Hogan on my screen.
I'm not going to play the Hogan. I can't play the Hogan.
No, I can't stand to look at the cancerous growth on her face that she's ignored for probably about a decade. Like, I would not be surprised in the next week that we see she died. And I'm not saying that to be mean. But that is a giant melanoma on her face. It's huge.
I don't understand rappers. I don't understand anything
anymore, man.
You know what? Let's play the date chick. You know why? Because she's so funny, and
she is.
And I do think she's attractive. I think if we went for her, it would be like one of those 90s or 80s movies where we'd kind of fight, and then we'd make an agreement between the both of us which one would get her, and then something would happen, and then the opposite person would spend more time with her, and then that would be the love thing, and then we have to confess to the other friend that we broke the pact, and then there'd be tension for a minute, and at the end, probably during the wedding, we'd be friends again because the love of our life all along was there the whole time. We didn't see them, because they were like the best friend. So that's what I'm hoping for if you and I ever meet this woman together.
Well, I know I have one thing going for me over you, and it's I will fucking beat the shit out of you if you try. That's it.
That was like the most fair, honest shit I've ever heard. I thought it was going to be like, I'm actually friends with this. What? No, it's like, I'd fucking literally stomp a mud hole in your ass.
I will rock your shit. The thing is, Jason and I, we like meet her, and we, like you said, we'd have like we're at like the apartment. He's like, Mac, I think I'm really into her, and I'm like, you know what, bud? And I just walk up to him and I put my hand on his shoulder, and he is taller than me, so I'm eyeing him up, and I just punch him once right in the fucking liver. Just you know what, Jason? You know why this is happening. You're like, dude, I'm already pissing blood. Will you what? What's up, dude?
And then as Mac walked off.
Now, no worries, bro.
Oh, what happened?
No, it's my roommate.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll play this so you can go cavort.
I kind of knew this guy from work, and he had to drop something off at my apartment. So we're standing in my apartment. We're kind of making awkward small talk. And as we're talking, I just have this thought. I was like, I want this man in my apartment again. He matches my wallpaper. So develop a little crush. A week later, I text him. I go, hey, man, I'm on the road right now, but when I get home, would you like to get coffee? He's like, I would love that. So I don't know anything about this man. I don't know anything about his status. But until we get more information, we're going to consider this a soft date. 2 days before this coffee date, he texts me. He goes, hey, I'm going to a party tonight. Do you want to come? Oh, this is so exciting. Right? He can't wait to get coffee. This is such a great sign. But just so we're all on the same page. No, I don't want to go to this party. At all. It's my only night off this week. I don't want to put on pants. I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to leave my apartment. And I definitely don't want to go to a party. I'm almost 40. Who goes to parties? Gross. But I want this man to know I'm interested. So I put on pants. I put on makeup. I leave my apartment and I go to this party. We hang out all night. I only drink water. I bring up cats too much. He doesn't leave. It's going great. At the end of the night, I go, hey, man, do you want to walk me home? He goes, happy to. We start walking towards my apartment. We're like 3 blocks from my place. He turns to me and he goes, hey, I don't want to be presumptuous, but I should probably let you know I just started seeing someone. And I went, okay, I respect that. And I appreciate you telling me. And then he goes, but I really like you. And I was like, so what? Are you going to put me on a waiting list? You're going to give me one of those restaurant buzzers and it's going to go off when things don't work out with this woman? Like, why the would you tell me that? That's unnecessary information now, right? That'd be like if I went to a restaurant and I tried to order the steak and the waiter was like, hey, I'm so sorry. We ran out of the steak, but just to let you know, it's the best thing on the menu. That's unnecessary information. Worst part about it, the next day he texted me. He goes, hey, I had a really good time with you last night. I hope you didn't feel like it was a waste of your time. It was absolutely a waste of my motherfucker. Dude, I'm not 22 years old. I don't have hope. Come on, man. I don't know a bunch of trivia about a man I'm never going to and I put on pants for you. I hope he dies. Thank you. That's the response I wanted. Thank you so much.
Two of the best comments of the night. Straw McCallum says, Ohtani just hit a walk-off home run against the Braves. I'm pissed. That's fair because he's down south. And Prairie says, I think I was the guy in the story.
Prairie, how could you? I made Jason piss blood for her.
Max is going to punch me in the kidney. That's fine. As long as I could get fucking Booty in the front, mom.
You can bring her to the wedding.
Yeah, me and Booty in the front, mom. They're like, how'd you get? Well, Mac punched me in the kidney and I pissed blood, and that's how he knew it was love. And I just keep getting cheated on and my shit broken with this hot Cheeto eating ass woman. Yes, honey, we will have something to eat after the wedding's over because these people's food don't be tasting right. Yes, I know.
I understand. Matt, can I get $20? Yeah, man. Why? Because she keeps taking all the 20s out of my fucking wallet when I'm asleep. God. I had to uninstall DoorDash from my phone because I just kept waking up to shit being delivered.
Like that woman would probably give me the most toe curling orgasms mixed with the most like fucking why am I bothering with my life kind of moments.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm just sitting at a ledge in my car like I could just
like we go to record one Wednesday. You're on your deck and I just see you smoking. I'm like, Jason, what? Give it up, Mac.
Diane did it again, man. She just God.
You know how I finally got my YouTube money? And I was like, oh, yeah, you did say praise God. I did you. Yeah, dude. I see you stub it out. You just, Jason, 2 in a row. Just shut up, man. It's gone. All the YouTube money? Yeah, man, all of it. She said she wanted money for an investment. She just put Robin Hood on my phone, so I figured it's a couple $100, right? No, Mac. You ever watch someone just set $200,000 on fire? Jason, no, I haven't seen that. Well, she bought into an alpaca farm in Peru.
Big money, she said.
Said something about alpaca wool. And then I got to thinking, Jason, you shouldn't smoke some. Shut the fuck up, Mac. I'm talking. Oh, okay. Aren't there llamas in Peru? Yeah, there are, Mac. It's llamas, not alpacas. I Googled it. I might as well have just signed up to go with a Kenyan prince. Gave him my account because that's where the $200,000 went to some dickhead in Peru. When I confronted her, Jesus Christ, I need another one for this. Jason, how many in a row is that? I've only got 4 left in the pack. They come in a pack of 20, Mac. You used to smoke. You should know this. Jason, Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. And I just see you like pull out a bottle of whiskey. Jake, what the fuck? What happened? Dude, she came in with 2 bags of KFC. Now I confront her. Diane, there's no alpacas in Peru. There's llamas. And then she tried to play it off like she got it mixed up. They look the same. And I said, you just lost $200,000. And she just looked me dead in the face, Mac. Dead in the face. Oh, God, it burns so bad. Why do people drink this shit? And said, at least I brought chicken. That's all she said, Mac. Would you kick her out? She left. Came back 15 minutes later with some coleslaw, and she's over there eating it right now. I can't. She won't leave. She won't fucking leave. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun show tonight. Jason, we don't have to record tonight. Shut the dude.
We have to record tonight.
We have to record tonight.
we have to record tonight.
If we don't record tonight, I already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fall in the same trap. My toes are gonna curl so bad, my calves will cramp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shoot the largest rope in the world. It gets stuck on the ceiling. You know, she does it for me physically. But then I'm just going to go like wash my dick off, and she's going to go to the fridge and grab a leg from the bucket and eat it cold right in front of me. I can't deal with that shit tonight, man. I can't do it. All right, so let's get this started.
She's just eating cold chicken legs straight from the bucket. Oh my God. Very sad. Dude. I would just look. I'm like, you're just gonna eat it from the bucket like that? Yeah. I have a toaster oven if you want it to be. No, it's better that way. Okay.
Diane, can you please not touch it? There's grease all over your fingers. And
Kush looks at this is ruined. If your name is Diane and you have that outfit, you've ruined somebody's life.
Yeah.
You've totally ruined somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
Diane and that I don't give a fuck what color you are, but you've ruined somebody's life. And you're wearing those sunglasses?
Mm-hmm.
You are ruining someone's life.
You're a life ruiner.
With bald, have you ever told a woman that she's got bald tires?
Actually, yeah. And the sad thing is she did, and then thought it would only cost like $40 to get 4 new tires. And I was like, sweetheart.
Yeah, they're like, oh, hey, you might want to be careful because those tires are really bald. And they look like, and it's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is how I roll.
Yeah. Do you know what an oil change is? What?
This oil light keeps coming on in my car. It's like, that's a warning sign, right, man?
Yeah. I rolled around for like 9 months with mine on, you know.
take heed before we leave. If you think you can fix hot Cheeto behavior, you will have cold chicken leg life.
Mm-hmm. You know
cold
what?
Chicken leg life will be your reality.
Yes. If you think you can fix super mega gangbang birthday party girl, it won't be Diane getting the chicken grease on everything. It'll be you having cold chicken wing life.
Yes.
Because you got the bucket 3 days before, and that's all you have left in your life.
That's it.
Okay, so beware. Okay, the hot Cheetos, the super mega gangbang birthday girl.
That's not, that it may sound cool. They're going to pop out their butthole on demand, but it's not as cool as you think.
I'm going to tell you right now that loses its novelty pretty quick.
Really quick.
It's like, oh, it's your butthole again. I've seen it like 6 times today.
Yeah. And this time, at least my mom's not here when you took it out. Thanks.
Yeah. She literally texted me from the car. What was that about? Like, what do I tell her?
I can't have you peekaboo in my pop. Okay. He's 95 and is on a respirator.
He's near death as it is. And you almost killed him, making your butthole wink at him.
What are you giggling for, Susan? It's not fucking funny.
Yeah. This was great. I think Mac is wrong and I can fix her. I haven't laughed like this in a while. This is going to be, you know what, Prairie?
Yeah. Shout out to Prairie. Thank you, Prairie. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Surprisingly, tomorrow I'll be doing a very serious show with philosopher and professor and author Jason Reed about the death of cool in Silicon Valley. It'll be an interesting show, a deep conversation. I agree with Kushlik. Chicken grease and ring lights do not mix.
No. And I can have this entire interview for you. Silicon Valley was never cool. And Peter Thiel made it 10 times worse than it already was. Done.
Silicon Valley was never cool.
Okay.
And remember this lesson, everybody. If you're ever going to get in a fight, Mac and I always say, walk away. Watch this. I'm going to show you. Hey, Mac, you're a bitch.
I don't hear you, Jason.
Because I'm walking away, right?
That's right.
Hey, fuck you and your ugly fucking person that you're with.
I hear nothing because I walked away.
Exactly. See that?
Now, if you're friends with Jason and he decides he's going to try and boo up your favorite comedian, one shot to the kidneys. That's it. She's all yours. It's not much of a fight, so
you don't say anything to him. That's how you get him.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, this woman has a very black eye.
Oh God!
And this is her fight advice. Now, again, our fight advice is simply just walk away.
Walk away.
Don't listen to this woman.
No.
Always fight with your head down. Don't ever fight with your head up. I'm healing. I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and he told me. He said, thank God I fought the girl with my head down, because had I fought her with my head up, she would knock my head clean off my shoulders. So I thank God for me to have the mind to, know how to fight. So just because you're on the ground, that don't mean that you losing. To me, it was a tie. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she did some damage, some nerves to my eye or whatever, but it jumped on its own, but it's healing. But just imagine if I would have had my head up, what she would have did to me. So I'm gonna teach y'all my next video how to fight with your head down.
Where did she go to the doctors? A fucking strip mall? She's got a neck brace on and an eye that jumped on its own. I don't know what that means.
It moves on its own.
But that cannot be good. I will tell everybody, never fight with your head down. That is horrible news. Now the goal, Jason, is we have to find the next video to see how she actually taught people to fight with her head down.
I don't. Again. This is one of those things that just showed up on my algorithm.
I mean, the look on these two gentlemen's faces says it all, right? It says it all. The one guy looks like he bit into a lemon, which is the proper reaction. And the other guy is just dumbfounded right now.
Somebody said a tie. She ties your eyelashes together.
Oh, no.
I figured we end on a happy note like that.
Yeah. I mean, the reenactment to Your Life with Diane wasn't very uplifting.
It would ruin my life, man. It would be, look, there's pluses to it because there's those moments. This is what you be living for. Like you hanging out and she's like, babe. And I'm like, please don't call me that. Why, babe? I'm like, because everybody is babe. What do you mean, babe? You're special to me, babe. And I'm like, but not when you called the last guy that. So don't call me. All right.
And then she just drops face down into your crotch and sucks that dick like it is her money.
Yeah, right. Undercarriage.
Yeah.
Soaked. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing things. You're like, you know what? D, we should go to church.
Yeah. You like start speaking Portuguese. It's so good. You know?
Obrigado.
Mm-hmm. You know? Like you nut so much you see your like head kind of pop off. You're just like, woo!
Have her talking like that woman. You got it.
Yeah.
You was about to blow my head clean off.
Yeah. And then she takes your YouTube money and invests in an alpaca farm.
And then you're just fucking sitting there, a broken fucking man. Like, whatever happened to this show TIR? I really liked it. I heard the guy from it killed himself. Something about a torta and alpacas and a Sentra. It was a Maxima. Oh, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty sad, dude, because like I got in the show and became a patron, and he's just like, you can tell he hasn't drank a lot because he's just sitting there like slurring his words like Cobain was something that we could all emulate when things get real bad. And you just hear this gunshot, man. It was nuts. And then I got on the internet and like Ben Burgess is putting up like this obit. And I'm like, what?
You know the sad part? You want to know the sad part? Here, let's end on this fucking happy note. If I blew my head off on camera, it would get less views than Francesca Fiorentini bitching about Cenk Uygur.
Yeah, Ben's obit gets more clicks.
Yeah. I don't know who this guy is he was talking about, but man.
Hey, Rip Jason Miles. I don't really know him, but I follow Ben a lot. He penned this like really sad, you know, and well-written obit, and like just Jason Miles family, man, you know, I love you, dude. Like I'm here for you if you want to like reach out, you know. I think the guy really hated hot Cheetos for some reason.
Like that's the sad part about like I can't even blow my head off on camera because Hassan will make it about him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hassan's on stream playing some video game, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys hear about the Jason Miles? That was almost me. You know, I know what you guys are thinking, like popular streamer, and I got all this money now, and I'm like super fit, and like I've got like that 5 o'clock shadow, and women just want to like lick it. But you know, I got sad one day and thought, what if I just ended it like Jason did?
Like Jason did.
You know, Jay and I, we've only met like on the internet, and you know, It's just it's sad, man. You know, that could have been me. Yeah, thanks, Hassan. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that is. So suicide is not the answer. But if I'm not on air for a while, just know I have found the torta named Diane, and just getting my life ruined.
Yeah.
But there's these moments of happiness, right? There's these like, hey, you want to watch? Hey, you want to watch Blood In, Blood Out again? You know, I love that movie, eh? And then we're just watching it, dude. We're just fucking watching, just loving it. And she's just all up under me, and I'm fucking giggling and crying. Same scene.
She's eating Red Hot Cheetos out of a bowl, and she's just letting Jason lick the dust off. She's just like, can I have some? No. Okay.
You know I love these. I didn't buy enough for you.
That is a family-size bag.
That is dude. That is the level of lonely that I'm at. I'm looking for that level of shitty relationship.
Just life ruining.
Just a life ruining person that might watch a movie that I really like with me. We can enjoy together. Let me lick the hot Cheeto dust off her fingers right before she destroys everything I love.
We know how neat Jason is, and he's like, babe, the sink's right here. Can you wash your hands? Shut up. Oh. You see him put on the gloves. He's like, clean this place up again.
Just I come back from my fucking weekly run hike of an hour and a half, and everything is destroyed. And I'm like, what? Did someone break in? What happened? Are you okay? What do you mean, am I okay? You were cheating. I told you I was. Look at me. Here's the map that shows where I fucking went. I didn't stop moving for an hour and a half.
I'm trying to just look good for you, baby. Shut up. Who is she? Oh.
Yeah, just broke all the computers and everything. Just everything's broken.
All your mugs are like shattered on the floor.
Oh, I would die, dude. The fucking I just got a Susie and the Banshees mug too. Oh God.
The Hellraiser cubes like disassembled and thrown all over the place.
And even Hellraiser comes out and is like, hey man, I tried, but it's a bad bitch right here.
You walk in, he's just like sitting in a chair, like
the Hellraiser dude smoking a cigarette, like, and the rest of the Cenobites is like, fuck, dude, we tried, man.
Yeah.
We went to go fuck her up and we saw them bald tires. We were like, we are no match for this bitch.
Jason, you didn't mention that her check oil light's been on for like 4 years.
The Cenobites are like, brother, you know, you're good. There's nothing we can do to you that you haven't done to yourself. And then they just walk away.
Yeah, he grabs the sweater you're wearing and he just puts it on. He's like, I'm out. You know.
Hellraiser walk away. Talk about ain't no woman like the one he got.
Hellraiser, can I get my sweater back? No, man. You're not gonna need this much for you know.
Nah, brother, you good. You good, man. You good. We just trust me, nigga. Just
Jason's sitting there like, I don't know. Should I be? I mean, it is Hellraiser.
Is he a white guy in his first life, or what is
Hey, Hellraiser? One more question before you go. What's up, man? Were you white? And he just like, good question, huh? And just walks.
And he just like fucking disappears, like, wow.
Shows up in somebody else's room with like a fucking burrito in his hand. He's like, I hope you guys are just a lot easier to deal with because the last house I was at was fucked
or he
up.
shows up at somebody else's place. He's like, hey, yeah, pleasure, pain, angels, darkness. Yeah. Would you believe the shit we just saw in Rosarito? Oh, we're gonna rip you limb from fucking limb. Don't you worry. Don't try to. Yeah. You gotta listen to this. Hear me out.
He just like tells your story, and the other person's like, "Oh my god!"
Like, and he's like, "Right?" And we just keep calling him Hellraiser. This is the Hellraiser, please. I have a name, you know. It's not Hellraiser. No.
He just gets all goofy white dude on you. You know, see, this is why my job is so hard.
Yeah. I try to rip someone's fucking skin off with these magical hooks that appear out of nowhere.
All I want to do is flay people. Oh. And instead I walk into this shit. Like that Miles dude. Fuck me. Like, what am I going to do to him? And I look at you. You've got a mattress on the floor. God damn. There's a guy named Mac in North Carolina I was going after next. He at least has a fucking bed frame and a headboard. God damn.
What if Hellraiser came to kill people? And he was like, "Hello, this is Hellraiser. You have summoned me." And he sees the mattress on the floor. He's like, what the fuck is this? I mean, why did you summon me?
He like looks in your kitchen, the sink's full of dishes. He just like,
it's just a shit house. There's like no food.
Is that a jar of peanut butter?
Are you eating peanut butter and no jelly?
Where's hot dog buns? On hot dog buns. Ugh.
Hellraiser's just like, are there more people like you in this god-forsaken place? What, there is? What do you mean you're doing better than most? What is this capitalism you speak of? What? I'm going to go back and tell Satan that there's no reason for him to even send us anymore.
No, I mean, he gets back down to hell like his demon buddy Bob. Bob, it's horrible up there. There's no punishment to mete out anymore. Bob's like, dude, no kidding. Why do you think I'm over here in the fucking cafeteria now? Had to get a fucking job. I can't torture those people.
Nuri says Hellraiser and Pog Chaser MLK. That's what's even funnier. MLK has become Hellraiser. So MLK Hellraiser just comes to your house. My God. I can't believe a white man is living this disgustingly.
He's got like
what do you mean your Obama phone will not let you access pornography? Why would I even bother to rip your skin off?
He gets there. Your woman's ass is so flat. That is punishment enough.
Come on, Cinnabites. There's not much for us to do anymore. I fought all my life. And now I kind of got to fight for white people now, apparently, because this motherfucker's living a horrible existence.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine?
Dude, I would, like, now I could just see him, like, popping up next to me. Like, I'm, like, on my computer. I'm just like, oh, shit.
Mac, what do you mean you're sharing a room in your 40s?
Yeah.
But you're white and you were in the military. You work at, well, pizza place. Oh, shit.
It's a car dealership now.
Apparently, white people are really getting fucked up.
Pog Chaser MLK, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I really am.
If I see a homeless Asian, I know things aren't right. He gets to San Francisco. He sees an entire street of homeless Asian old women. He's like, this shit is fucked up.
Some fat ass white woman walks by him. I'll be back.
No, I know she didn't use the box, but she'll use the cocks. Amen.
God is good.
God is good. My neighbor has to be like, what is it again you talk about on your show?
I heard about sports for an hour and then 2 hours of just nonsense.
I kind of heard Martin Luther King, I think.
Yeah, just like he randomly shows up here, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Hunter says this is a hell of a twist to Pog Chaser MLK's lore. What do you mean that he becomes fucking the Hellraiser guy? And then he gets upset that people's lives suck so bad that he can't even kill them because capitalism has destroyed their will to live. I think that's the Hellraiser movie that should be made.
We can make this happen with $15 and Tubi's backing.
They made a movie called African American Psycho. They made a movie called The Grinch That Stole Bitches.
I might watch that.
Watch them. They're actually really funny, and they're like 40 minutes long.
I mean, the Grinch That Stole Bitches, like that is right up my alley.
That is a real movie. That's a real movie. Like, imagine in my mind, like whenever I've watched Hellraiser way too many times to count, and I'm thinking like, imagine these people coming back to Earth and seeing the squalor in which people live. And it's like, what do you mean you've been masturbating for the last 8 hours, not trying to come? Well, what the fuck am I going to do at this point? He goes back to Satan, and they have a name for the shit.
Norm pops up, gooning.
Like this is all these like horror movie comedies that people make. That's the horror movie that I want to see. What happens when Pinhead meets with MLK and they descend upon Skid Row in Los Angeles? What wacky hijinks could they get into? That's the fucking buddy cop movie I want to see. You do fix that for me, AI, you piece of shit.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something, at least make it fun.
That's yeah. Is that too much to ask?
Honestly, yes, it is.
I think if anyone, by the way, if you do make that AI thing, do not tag TIR in it.
No.
I have enough hate from just everybody, but Bog Chaser MLK really sets me on the outside of any sort of like the camaraderie between Black creators.
Yeah. And I could see like the wingman Malcolm, that probably does a little bit.
But Hellraiser, Pog Chaser, MLK?
I think the merged version of that would probably be more offensive to many people than just standalone Pog Chaser MLK. They're like, you merged him with a demon? Oh no.
Like I before I went on air, there's a group chat for those of us that's putting together this 30-year reunion, and we were kind of saying nice things about the high school we went to and blah 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 blah. And right before the show started, I thought to myself, I hope no one tries to watch the show.
Oh yeah. You like show up and everybody's like getting their name tag and you're like, who's dickhead? And they're like, that's yours.
None of us want to act like we know you.
Yeah. You can just be dickhead for the evening and you're not allowed to use your full name. You can't tell people your name.
Just dickhead.
Just dickhead.
Like,
and you know who would give you the most shit about it? Like a white chick.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that was cool what you were talking about. I was like, what was I talking about? When you talked about that woman and she was big, like you were making fun of her. I was like, no, I wasn't. But everything I said was true. I would totally.
Yeah.
I would hold her hand in the black mall so tight.
I would shower her with affection. I would tongue punch her fart box.
Yeah,
I would do those things.
I would do those things. Yeah. Everything I said was true, man. Yeah. It's not a lie. I have no guilty pleasures.
Yeah. My guilty pleasure is having this woman really bring home 2 buckets of KFC and get chicken grease all over my kitchen.
And as a matter of fact, I was hoping that you would be divorced so we could, possibly do it after the reunion.
I mean, are you at least separated?
Are you? How close is it?
Can I get a handsy in the locker room? No.
Do your kids hang out with them like tonight? Are you gonna be free maybe later?
I mean, I know it's an open bar, but I will bring you a drink.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
What do you like? I'll ask for a special concoction that makes me cuter.
I know we haven't seen each other in 30 years, but if I remember correctly, you'd probably really like liquid marijuana, so I'll go get you one.
If I remember correctly, you invented salvia.
All I remember from you, Janet, is that you did suck a lot of dick in high school. Is it still true?
Coach looks like new gummies were coming into the pictures. That's like I totally shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna get banned from the group chat if anybody's watching. You ever see people? We had a Zoom call, and I was like, "Hey."
My 25th reunion is this November, and somehow they found me, like the organizing committee thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this very annoying girl that was like on the flag team, and she just always smiled and she was always chipper and she drove me nuts, and I didn't really think she was that hot in high school. But she's like on the organizing committee, and she's got like a little like headshot because they found me on LinkedIn, right?
Of all places.
Yeah. And she's like, "Hey Mike, just let you know the 25th is this year in November, and I wanted to she's just sitting there, and I'm like, fuck, she got hot. Wow.
Right?
And in my head, I'm like, I wonder if she still smiles a lot. Because like her boyfriend in high school at the time and I were like really tight, and like we were getting high after a football game, and he's like, "Bro, she freaks me out." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Tell me more, because I don't like her." And he's like, "Dude, so she'll be like sucking my dick, and like, I know we don't know how to really do it, but I was like, I'm thinking she's doing a pretty good job, because like I'm just getting ready to like and like when she like knows I'm getting close, she'll just like stop sucking and jerk me off and smile at me." And I was like, "Dude, she smiles all the time." And he's like, "I know, but I don't want her to look at me after she's been sucking my dick."
Weird.
Yeah. So I'm in my head, I'm thinking, I wonder if she still like will look up to you and smile.
You're thinking you heard all the horrible things about a person, and you're like, "Hey, do you still do the old?"
I mean, she's a divorcee now, so
that is the horrible part about these things. You run into people, like I'm legitimately excited to see people that I have not seen in a long time, because I actually did enjoy the time I spent at the high school that I went to, and I had made some great friends, and I haven't seen some people in a really long time. And even through this reunion process, it's been nice to reconnect with people. And I'm not gonna lie, there's still gonna be people like, hey,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a really hey.
Yeah, I mean,
shit.
I hated high school,
Mhm.
and I'm probably gonna go just in the off chance that I can get smiled at some point during the night.
Oh, dude, it's you're gonna have fun,
dude. Yeah, I probably will. But
it's
like,
gonna be 25 for you.
yeah.
And my school was so small, it's like 3 years. It's 96, 94, and 90. And my year's 95. It was 96 and 95 and 94, I believe.
Yeah, I went to a small school, but there's like rich people that go there, and they gave their kids their money, so they're like bankrolling it. So like they always do, like every year. But like, I was looking at some of these dudes I went to high school with and I played football with, and I'm like, I'm in such better shape, man. Oh fuck, I was like, dude, I'm a kill.
I'm training right now. Ben, after the show, me, Ben, and MT came on. My guest flake, so Ben and MT came on like super last minute. We were talking afterwards. Ben was like, I'm gonna go eat, and he was like, I'm gonna have Thai food, and there's no Thai places here. I'm like, rub it in. I was like, I'm gonna go eat brown rice, and Ben goes, I know what your kitchen looks like, and I know how you cook. You are not eating brown rice. I was like, Ben, I'm trying to get ripped for this show. He goes, no, you're not. To the limit that you're gonna like punish yourself. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get fucking ripped for this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that reunion comes, no shirt.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna wear something with such a deep V it goes down to my navel.
Oh, totally. Just like, oh, hey, Sharon, how are you?
I'm gonna let
Did
him
you
see
see
all
my muscles,
all the tattoos, everything.
Did you see that? I know Sam Cedar.
Oh, I can't say that.
I mean, you can. We're not going to call him to verify.
I mean, some of these people I wouldn't put it past them.
I'm just going to start naming random people.
I know.
You know Pascal Robert. I know him.
I know Jason Miles. You know who that is? Yeah, me neither. All right, we're going because I have to sleep. I have to work in the morning. And we've been going for 3 fucking hours, dude.
Strom McCallum says, someone told me that I cook like an old black woman. Strom, if that's the case, you're going to lose a foot soon, so stop.
Yeah.
Cook like a young white man, and then maybe you'll extend your life and those around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Prairie and Mac are right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow. Mac will be back next week.
Prince of Cleveland, bitches.
Prince of fucking Cleveland. We're out.